All right, folks, welcome back. It's almost like we did this last night. Got to try to figure out where to put all this shit. All right, so we all know why we're here. We're here to cover broken system, broken trust. I set mine 5 minutes before his. Hopefully he doesn't Jeremiah Payne us where he just shows up 6 hours later. That would be really disappointing for everyone. But if you didn't watch, I'm assuming everybody did because it's already got almost 5,000 views. The short clip of him in court. Well, it's funny. It's me, Law Talk with Mike, and I think Frauded or Trolls going live later. Cerebral Tackle's live right now. Hey, I have 64 people here. That's enough for me. But yeah, so we're going to be covering broken system, broken trust. The moment he goes live, people are giving him some crap because he's Josh. That's what they do. Hey, let's do this real quick because, well, Josh started it. Oh, it looks like my counter is a little behind then because I only see 74. All right, so like usual, we are going to share this tab instead. So Josh decided to be funny. Let's see here. In a live chat, I said I was going to throw 100% bombs, truth bombs, in court. That prompted the sitting judge to say that he has rights to self-defense and would exercise the Second Amendment, which is, solid. Josh did. And then he put neither quit being a drama queen. Yeah, Josh, it was you. Do you know how I know it was you? Let me take this off screen for a hot second. Do you know how I would know it was you? Well, because it happened in my stream. That's always a good go-to here. And then I'm going to go to my channel. Crystal, what's up? Terry Barnes, what's up? Yeah, his attempts at humor are just absolutely terrible. Let's see. I got a... Okay. If you hear Discord, we're going to hear Discord beeps for a hot second until the old special guests get here. All right. I made a poll because... God. He went live. That's exciting. Good. I'm glad he didn't just Jeremiah us. So we're going to look at this real quick, and then we're going to flip over to there. So, yes, I made a poll. Who made threats, BSBT or Judge Slavin? Clearly, with 235 votes, BSBT won with 97%. So, yeah, I think that's pretty clear there, Josh. Let's share this. We'll full screen it. We're going to pause it because for some reason, these people think it's funny to play music at the beginning of a stream. Doesn't make any sense to me. Just start the damn stream. I play 59 seconds of a random tone just so I can make sure my damn mic's plugged in. This dude's been for that long. Okay, come on. Josh thinks he's Eminem. Is that why he wears that same Lions shirt everywhere he goes? Discord is going apeshit for warning. Servers getting dropped and added again. Solid. It's just so annoying because it's like, Josh, just... All right.
First Amendment right to speak.
There we go.
First Amendment right to speak doesn't mean you have a First Amendment right to speak. It means that you have a First Amendment right not to have the government interfere with your right to speak. That means that if you want to go stand on the sidewalk and give a speech or hold a sign, you can do that. The government can't stop you from doing that. You have a First Amendment right not to have the government interfere. Not to have the government interfere with your right to speak.
Oh, that's the fake BSBT. Yeah, Joker.
First Amendment right to speak doesn't mean you have a First Amendment right to speak. it means that you have a First Amendment right.
Even today, every day, somebody is being kidnapped for using naughty words.
Riot Girl is out of PA. FT has info on the CA people.
Stay 10 feet away from me.
Can I turn it up? He's such a little shit, and I don't understand.
Right to speak doesn't mean you have a First Amendment right to speak.
What a dick! What is up, everybody? We are live.
Somebody is being
Live,
kidnapped
live.
using naughty words on sidewalks. Right.
Stay 10 feet away from
And
me.
we're going to see if this
Why
works.
you stay 10 feet away from me?
So that's what we have. We have slaving, right? Can you guys hear me, by the way? I see the little indicator going. I don't have anything to test the audio. Can you guys hear me? Oh, we'll play this for you guys before we get going, right? If you guys aren't excited for this, I don't know what to tell you. There's a poll in the community section, but we're going to play this for you because I am excited.
My Dixie wrecked. What's that mean? My Dixie wrecked. What's that mean?
Okay, yeah, like I said, he's got 61,000 subscribers and has 18 people watching.
And hold on, guys, just a second.
I bet you he's going to come check my stream.
Can you guys hear me, by the way? Let me see if I'm in the show. Hold on. We're going to try to play this. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Hold on, and I'll be right back, guys. I will be right back. Hold on.
Is Josh going to tell on me what a bootlicker? He tried to snitch on me in court. If you heard, well, there's tons of people recording this. And shockingly, I wasn't one of those people today. Because as you guys know, he wasn't supposed to have court today. And Judge Slaven's going to tell him in just a second. Yeah, you're not on the docket. So he basically tried to hijack a random judge's Zoom hearing.
If you can hear me. I don't know if anybody can even hear me.
His phone is ringing. I wonder who he's calling.
But here, we'll play this. Is that playing, guys? Can you hear?
It's playing. There's no volume.
What I am saying. Let me double check this audio. Audio is good? Okay,
there was no audio for the first 3 minutes of this video. He should know that because he was there. To the point where he put no audio as his name.
Here I come, looking all dapper, looking all awesome. This is from a channel, forget the name of the channel, No Justice, KNOW. It's in the chat if you guys want to see
that channel got the entire video. Josh just got the audio.
This without me.
And again, the first 3 minutes of this video, there was no audio.
Hi, what's your name, sir?
There we go.
What's your name, sir?
And I didn't even know this was going to be on Zoom, in all fairness. This is me talking over the video. Because my microphone is going to be muted here for a little bit. But what this guy says to me is absolutely insane.
What's your name, sir?
My name is BSBT, or Broken System, Broken Trust, or Joshua Lanto.
Your name is Joshua
or
Peter
a lot of
Lanto.
people call me Broken. Broken on YouTube.
Your name is Joshua Peter Lanto, and people don't call you broken. They say you are broken. There's a difference.
What do you want to know there, Judgy? Who? This, like, you guys don't even know how to do anything without escalating, is what it is. That's exactly what it is. I don't think I start talking until like the 2-something mark, So we should be good. Oh, hold on. We're going to get this back.
Oh my God.
I just got to pause this. This is one of the glitches that I have.
There is no glitches. That's what's messing me up. I'm hearing myself twice because I'm on my thing there. Navy Texas Ranch, thank you for $4.99. Where was it? I asked once who the dumbest auditor was, and BSBT took it as a challenge. I 1000% agree with you.
Please share screen. Go with this one. Share it. And then we will see. Does it come up? Yes, it comes up. Wait, I have to add to screen. Okay, there we go. I am. Here we're going to play it again.
Why is he talking like that?
I don't want no stinking glitches, right? Name is Jeff. Okay, here we go.
Come on, Josh.
All right, Mr. Lanto, I don't see you.
Greg became a member. Now you have secondhand embarrassment.
It's not playing on my end.
Oh God, I'm glad we could catch all of Josh's technical.
On the court date, we got
Right.
there were technical issues, right? Do you remember
That's what I'm
that? They were disconnected, and so I never was formally arraigned.
You were. So, I'm going to give the mail from your trial date is. It's going to be with Judge Shackelford because I did have to recuse myself because you had made threats against me, and I didn't feel comfortable with you being in my.
Did you hear what he just said? Hold on, let me back this up just a
Here
little
comes
bit.
the backtracking.
And I know I didn't feel comfortable with you being in my presence. So case will be getting, you'll be getting one of the case. So, all right, no, not on the record.
You're a mod on this channel.
So there you go. That was kind of the audio. I'm just gonna play it from my phone because, like, I didn't expect this to be on Zoom. Honestly, I didn't expect this to be on Zoom whatsoever. Let's go over and check on KFARR real quick because I know he was planning on like.
So now Josh is going to come over here, which I find hilarious. So Greg gifted 5 KFARR memberships. Thank you. If you notice, he's trying to clip it. You know what we'll do? We'll go and we'll get the actual video and we'll play it in its entirety so that Josh can't, selectively edit out random bits. No. Justice. We're going to play this tad bit here. And did he trim it down? Oh, maybe. Okay, well, that's weird. Oh, dear Lord. Their name is just a little bit messed up where you can't click directly where I want to click it. All right. Okay, that's the video. Let's see. There we go. We're just going to watch it here because Josh is having technical difficulties. Oh, maybe what I should do is not do that. Yeah, Josh refuses to acknowledge that he's his own problem. And there we go. All right, we're gonna watch this real quick.
Hi,
Hello.
good morning.
In
I
case
think the
anyone missed
audio kicked in. What's your name, sir?
My name is Joshua Lanto.
All right, Mr. Lanto, I don't think I see you on the docket today.
Oh, I was on the docket.
I think we have it set for as a holding date because you have a trial coming up, right?
He was no longer on the docket. I verified this the last 2 days. They switched complete judges, so he's no longer on Judge Slavin's docket because it's now set for a jury trial in January. So he has no business even talking to Judge Slavin at this point.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's been a bunch of procedures that I have questions on because we kind of, at the arraignment phase, we never really clarified the cause and nature of the charges. And then,
Oh, we did. That was clarified quite clearly.
well, I'm just letting you know because I have it recorded. You know, like everybody makes recordings of our court dates, and on the court date, we got
Right.
there were technical issues, right? Do you
Not
remember
that I'm
that?
aware
Ian? There were technical issues and everybody disconnected, and then it went. So I never was formally arraigned.
You were. So
Again, there was no technical difficulties. In the video I showed, if you didn't see it, go back and watch that from earlier today. The judge straight up said, "Hey, Josh, all your paperwork will be in the mail for everything you need to know. Bye." And as soon as the judge said bye, he waited a few seconds, and then magically, like clockwork, Josh got booted because he no longer he didn't belong there anymore, so he got booted.
But I had to, so your case, you're gonna get notice in the mail for when your trial date is. And that's gonna be with Judge Shackelford, because I did have to recuse myself because you had made threats against me. And I didn't feel comfortable with you being in my presence. So the case, you'll be getting notice of when your case will be heard. All right.
Well, just to clarify, there were no threats made on the record.
So, all right, no, not on the record. You did so on YouTube, and so you're
I say I'm gonna throw truth bombs, like
listen,
throwing
you put pictures of bombs on me, and the judge is gonna find out when things go off or whatever. So
Looks like a drug
you know what?
outlaw
If you want to
blogger.
make threats against me, listen, sir, you would never be able to handle a threat against me. I'm just telling you. Just telling you. So goodbye. Goodbye.
You're believing what?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So when people make threats against you, I'm just going to tell you right now, and anybody else who's watching out there, I don't take threats very kindly. And you know what? I take them very seriously. And you know what? As a man, as a free man, as a man who is an American, I know what my rights are. And I exercise my rights. Freedom of speech, that's one of them. I like freedom of speech. Freedom of assembly. I like to hang out with people who I like to hang out with. Good people. Good, strong people who are, salt of the earth. People like Mike Tinney. Good friend of mine. I also exercise my Second Amendment right. And I'm well aware how to do so. So, I highly suggest you don't make threats against me. Because I do have a right to defend myself. Everybody out there watching, have a great rest of your day. Hey, Judge. God bless you.
That was that video. Now I'm going to go and slow down the chat. And of course, Brooks goes on a 50-minute rant during day 9 of trial. That's what popped up for me. Shit show, what's up? Yeah, I don't think he realizes how screwed he is. And if you notice now, he's trying to walk it back. Oh, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. But then he's been talking for the last, 2 or 3 days about how Eric Brandt, his like hero, and how he's in good company because people toss his name in with Eric Brandt now. And it's like, oh, a guy that is doing legitimate prison time for threatening a judge. Yeah, that's exactly who I want to be compared to. He's trying to stream snipe me at the moment. Let's put it to 20 seconds. Slow mode. I saved it where I saved it because he starts complaining about watching my ads or something. And I always think it's hilarious when these people complain about watching my ads. There we go.
I don't think you guys can see that.
No, because you
Ads mean you don't have premium. You can't afford to have ads. Well, that just means somebody's monetized, is what it means.
Or you can just get an ad blocker like 90%.
That's more of what I'm talking about. Hi, Josh. BSBT is a liar. Okay. Okay. I don't know what I'm lying about. Anytime somebody gives me specifics of what I'm lying about. You know, when I'm able to present the videos, and I don't know, like I said, something's wrong with the computer, so it doesn't let me do it. But when I share it that way, you know, the audio apparently comes through most of the time.
It's my fault.
But it's just an old computer. As soon as I get a new one, it'd be like, we'd be live streaming like crazy.
Like crazy.
Like crazy. So, did you hear what that judge said?
Not exactly.
These dudes don't have a tooth between them.
I heard him talking about threats, that he takes threats seriously.
Yeah, and what I was thinking is, you know, like throwing truth bombs out there. You know, this channel is known to detonate a couple truth bombs. Like a couple have blown up in Juan Galt's face.
To date, I don't think Josh has ever dropped anything resembling the truth. So he still denies being a convicted woman beater, even though he is a convicted woman beater.
A couple of truth bombs have blown up in Paul Carroll's face.
False.
You know, truth bombs go off all the time. And I would say you are the master of, you know, truth bombs. Just setting them, you know, setting them off, detonating them, and then boom, walking away.
Boom.
Boom.
They're the men at word salad. That's it. Regularly misrepresent court cases, definitions, the Constitution. It's pathetic.
So if they're afraid of being exposed, what are they afraid to have exposed? I think he's hiding a small little weenie under that black robe.
Hey, Paul.
A small little gavel, maybe.
He's got us. It's not the size of the gavel that counts. It's how hard you hit. I don't even know what you call the thing. You hit the little wood piece.
It's not the size of the gavel. It's how hard you hit it.
It's how hard you hit it, right? And this court date, I kind of slid in, kind of all nice and gentle and everything. It wasn't until halfway through it that he was like, "Oh, you made threats. You put bombs and images of me all over the place." I was like, "I did no such thing." There's one guy who did do that.
I think that you did no such thing. I'm not sure of what you did do, but one thing I can say is that unless it was in a short, it didn't get all over the place. Unless somebody else reposted it.
Yeah, unless somebody else reposted it. Exactly. You know, and then
there's literally pictures of it on my page in a short and a community post, and I believe he posted it on his own community page. So yes, it's out there. So he can't say, "Oh, it didn't happen." No, it happened. Oh, special guest time.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, bud. I can hear you.
Can you? Okay. I was going to say, like, am I coming in loud and clear or just loud or unclear?
Oh, yeah. Anything you do is better than what Josh just went through. So that's exciting.
Yeah. The missus is watching in the other room. And I was sitting there making jokes. And she's like, "So when are you going to get on the panel?"
Hey. Hey. I'm just... they're just showing tooth decay at this point. That's really all they've talked about.
What, being toothless and homeless?
That's what this people guy is talking about.
Okay.
Also, just so everyone knows, he has a whopping 18 people in chat right now, and one of them's me. And he has 61,000 subscribers.
Huh.
So he's just killing it out there.
Well, it's not going to look good for him in approximately, 3 weeks when YouTube goes through and gets rid of all the bot channel subscribers.
I can't wait. Cannot wait. Let's see here.
I did want to correct one thing that he did say. I was unfortunately hearing vomit out of his mouth. Just because there's an ad on a YouTube video doesn't mean that that person is monetized. YouTube changed that policy like a year ago. So just because an ad shows up doesn't mean that they're getting money from it. But you would know that if you were literate.
He doesn't read the old YouTube terms of service.
I guess that's why he's not monetized.
I was just going to say that. It turns out when you steal everyone and their brother's shorts and then just keep reposting them over and over.
Oh, of course.
YouTube doesn't like that, and they'll tell you about it regularly, but he doesn't care.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Let's see here. Good dental hygiene poster children. Yes. Oh, God. All right. Let's jump back into this. I wanted him to go over that court case, but he couldn't for some reason figure out how to hit play and just let it play. So I had to show it.
Go for it.
Then,
If we're being truthful here, you know what I mean?
yeah, or if we Slaven in like a Flex Your Freedoms video and put the wig on Slaven and then played in the background, Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Would they consider that? Slaven got run over by a reindeer. We're singing Christmas Paul carols tonight, and the crowd is gonna love it.
No, they're
The
not.
crowd is gonna love it.
The crowd is definitely going to love it. We got KFARR's attention right now. We got, let's see, how many people does he has 251 people watching right now. 251 brain dead souls over there.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm not going to put the whole chat down. You know, a lot of them are just, they don't know that he supports a murderer.
That's weird.
That's like celebrity status, man.
I don't know what it is. They're drawn to this channel for some reason.
Well, that's because KFARR
Yeah.
is the zookeeper and you're the zoo animal.
Yeah, again, if so many people are drawn to his channel, why does he have like 15 people watching?
Well,
That doesn't make any sense.
If I was to go out on a limb, I would say like 80% of the people that are watching him are people that are already here. And they're just in his chat to give him hell.
It's hate watching for sure. Just like back in the day before he blocked everyone. He'd go over there and he'd have 30 people in his chat because we were all just talking shit to him and laughing. Yeah, he's got 14 people now.
Yeah. He, I still want to know why it's okay for him to hit women. I hope one day he answers that question.
What did he tell me the other day on Facebook? He got convicted by a jury of his peers, but the jury was wrong and he's really innocent. And I said, are you going to appeal it? And he said, no.
Well, then,
then you're just going to have to eat that conviction, bud.
Yeah.
Like that's not how the legal system works. Oh God. All right. Oh, it's always a surprise hitting play.
Was Judge Slavin asking you your name?
Slaven was asking my name, yeah.
He doesn't know your name.
He probably sees 100 people every single day.
Well, he was also on the record.
Oh, am I still here?
True.
Yeah,
True.
he doesn't know your name.
Apparently not. I should have just told him it's not nice to call people names.
Did you tell him that?
No, I should have. I definitely should have.
Well, it only works if you're actually like people, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I can't. That's a line I can't claim.
Right, because you use a name.
Right.
So
Exactly.
It's not like genuine or sincere to then be like, oh, it's not nice to call people names. You know what I mean? When it's like the judge or just a police officer or whatever.
Oh God.
If you use a name, regularly.
Yeah.
Right.
So how familiar with him are you, this people guy? Does he genuinely go by people instead of like an actual name?
Dude, I couldn't tell you. It's a blur. a dime a dozen with the homeless beard, missing teeth. You know, I couldn't tell you who he is.
Lord.
Not that he matters.
Frazier.
I mean, shit,
Yeah, I mean,
he's
you're
on a
not wrong.
Josh panel.
Yes. And he's probably in chat as well to bump up the numbers.
Yes. So there's 2 of your 13 watching.
Paul, Xmas Super Chat. I think YouTube will soon review monetization of frauditors. Court on trial in California. Post of frauditor troll. Oh, yeah. Frauditor troll's probably going to go live here in like 13 minutes about what's her name? Regan Benson doing some nonsense. Oh, dear Lord. Domestic terror, $5. Law enforcement is paying attention because they get phone calls identifying frauditors. We have to do this. Yeah. I'm actually really shocked. I'm shocked, but not shocked that those comments got to the court and to the police. And that he recused himself so Josh can be like, he only did that because I threatened to explode him.
So here's a question. I mean, would Slavin not have an opportunity then to pursue that in a way that judges and lawyers pursued that with Vegas Valley?
So in my opinion, my humblest of opinions, I think that's coming. In my head, they're probably going to drop that on him when he shows up to court on the 12th, which would be absolutely terrific.
I think that would be great to see him catch a felony charge for domestic terror like that.
Going full Eric Brandt for no reason.
Well, I mean, if you're going to idolize a domestic terrorist, I mean,
why not?
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. The shit show. I'm not going to put it on screen, but yes, that is factually accurate. He did admit to going into the back seat for some druggy drugs, if you will.
Oh yeah. He was he was playing the flesh kazoo.
The flesh kazoo.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever heard it referred to as the skin flute.
I wanted to give him something a little bit easier to play, considering I don't think he has any sort of mental dexterity.
Oh God. Oh, good. Let's see here. Because you should. Oh God, I can't even read today. I'm not even gonna try. Who's the ZZ Top reject? That's people. I don't forget if it's press now or press harder or press sometimes. There's like 112 press people, but he's one of them. He's in the West somewhere, going from Taco Bell parking lot to Taco Bell parking lot, living off the goodwill of others. But I know he's audited with Lady Liberty News and oh God, what's that wackadoo's name? Press On, yeah. What's that wackadoo's name? Oh God, amazing audits, audits. That guy,
that wackadoo.
He's over there with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a little off himself.
But it works like a charm when you actually are people.
Yeah,
you're not people.
Like never not worked.
It's never not worked.
No, I've never been charged. I've never been prosecuted ever, but as one of the people, but I've never been charged even.
I did want to correct you.
Like pretend charge, we're like really, they're always pretending, but with failure to ID, and I've never said a name. They held this body for 5 days one time and didn't get a name.
Oh,
right?
Of course, maybe purpose.
Yes. Didn't get one at all.
All right, guys. So because this is what I used to do for a living, so if he came in and didn't want an ID, if he came in and said, "My name's People," I would book him in under John Doe and say, "Hey, you just caught a failure to ID charge. Have fun." And then he'd go over to the court, and they would say, "Okay, yeah, you have to ID before you can leave." That's how that would go. If somebody comes in and says, "My name's People. I don't have a last name, middle name, date of birth," yeah, you're going to be in jail for a while.
I'm trying to remember what it was. There was that Oh shit. They had the public come in to comment at one of these community meetings, and one of the failure auditors was up there, and he said his name was like Michael Hunt. And it's like, bro, you know, if you're going to be that childish to do that shit in front of a community center where there are likely children being present, which by the way, I recorded it, and yes, there were children present, and he responded to Mike Hunt. I mean, that's how you should be booked then.
Yeah,
if you want to play those games.
More than likely, whoever booked him in, they're gonna get his fingerprints, they're gonna get his pictures. Obviously, I'm ripping the hat off, ripping the hoodie off, ripping the glasses off to get his picture, and we're going to run those fingerprints and those photos through everywhere. And if he's ever been, you know, anywhere for anything, it's gonna pop with his real name, and then I will proceed to only call him by that just to piss him off.
Mm-hmm. And just to clarify for some of the folks in the chat, Erica is the 100% source of truthful information about Josh's time in the Marines. So he did get kicked out 3 months before his discharge date. And he chose a other than honorable discharge to avoid the meth charges going to court and being what's that term? KFARR.
So he got it's other than honorable in lieu of trial by court martial.
There it is.
I'm pretty sure he took other than honorable to avoid the dishonorable. Correct. Which would just be terrific. I could make fun of him for that until the cows come home. The fake broken system, broken trust says that he was medicinally discharged.
Yeah, that's I like this broken system, broken trust.
Yeah, I tell everybody all the time. I said the fake broken system, broken trust, A+, stand up individual.
Way more
real
like
one. Yeah, exactly.
Probably has
way
a
better
full
for
set of
society.
teeth.
Yeah. Somebody in his chat, I think it was did they block? Oh, I think they got rid of him. It was Me Too, and they called him ZZ Toothless. I thought that made me giggle.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, he said he did meth because he got senioritis.
Right.
In the Marines.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's why I chose not to go through my master's, because you know, I chose to do meth because I got senioritis, right?
Yeah, from someone who did 4 years in the military and got out without doing meth, I can tell you with 100% certainty, you don't just acquire like, man, you know what would be good today? Some meth. Not once.
Yeah.
Is that?
I can't imagine applying the feeling I have for some Bluebell, you know, chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
You can just switch them out
to meth. Yeah, it doesn't mesh.
Who just said something? You got timed out in his chat. I'm not shocked by that. Oh God, ham sandwich. You want me to do a video on Jeffrey Russell Sutton? I was playing the long con with him, but I don't know if he makes content anymore. I went under his went to his page under a sock account to try to get it mod because he only had like 3 people in there. But yeah, I don't know if he makes videos anymore. Thankfully,
you know, it's still important though, because he plays such a vital role in safety for children by being an example of what is unsafe. I was actually working on something because I went in with a group of people and busted a grooming Discord the other day. And I was going to do something on that, do some content, but we're facing some hardships right now, so I chose not to do the content at the time. But he was one of the first people that came to mind, you know.
Just because he denies it so hard.
Well, he was charged with having, you know, cheese pizza, if you will, and he was auditing playgrounds. I mean,
we should link him up with Rights Ruckus Revolution.
I mean, we should probably chain him up with David Earl Warden.
Oh, God.
Anyway, just something to consider. You know, how many auditors have been arrested for diddling?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Same thing with the old domestic abuse.
Well, they like their beer like their violence. Domestic.
Good. I don't even know what's going on in the chat. Okay. Let's see what they're talking about now. Wait for them to start talking about
They didn't get a name at all.
Dick
No.
Insider.
Right.
John
Ah.
People Doe is what they booked this body as.
He has multiple.
That's what they had to book the body as.
He has
'Cause
multiple bodies.
they just aren't used to dealing with. They aren't used to dealing with
Mentally
you.
handicapped people. Yes.
But they didn't even like charge the person with failure to ID. Right? That was never a charge.
Yeah, shit shows right
Kidnapped,
about
I'm
that.
saying that I've never
Yeah.
given a name, but I've never been charged with not giving a name either, which is, I find that kind of odd.
What did I miss? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. My favorite thing was he tried to make every excuse under the sun. Like for how that got on his laptop.
Yeah, I was there for that live stream, and you know, they were. I've got a kicklet invasion.
She wanted to show you the reindeer she made.
She made a reindeer in Minecraft.
Oh, Lord.
Please go on without me.
Alrighty. Actually, let me see here real quick. I think I may have forgotten to do something. Yep, I forgot to do something. So I'm going to play this video, and I'm going to walk away for 1.5 minutes. Enjoy Josh and people.
Oh, I'm back. Thank God.
Okay.
That is kind of odd.
Yeah, because they charge everybody with
The crowd is definitely going to love it. We got a tech. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just playing KFARR in the background. Do you want to listen to what KFARR has to say?
No.
No.
Not really.
He is so desperate over there. He has kick up right now.
Oh my God.
Yay! I got noticed by a loser.
Frauded Wrangler and manslaughter and frauded Reaper. They're the leader of that gang, you know, and
Gangs?
Kick and KFARR, they just do whatever they're told by their leaders, you know.
Yeah, then once KFARR gets an assignment, he's on that assignment. He's like, I got you, boss. I'll stalk this guy no matter where he goes.
Yeah, that short you made was super funny, man. The squishy short.
The smushy short, I thought it was great. The last couple shorts haven't done that great. I mean, maybe I lost my magic. Who knows? But
it's because your content.
It's because you stopped stealing them from other people,
Exactly.
and yeah, you're garbage.
Why stop now? You're already demonetized.
Did you hear?
Now?
Did you hear him mention that we were, you know, we were gang members?
Oh no! The last thing I heard as I was running up the steps, what I had to do was I had to run up and get the baby and put her to bed real quick. The last thing I heard as I was running up the steps was, "Oh, they're over there. They're really desperate."
Yeah, we're desperate for content. You know, not that I've been putting out much content. I mean, it's not really a sign of desperation. I was pretty open about the reasons why I haven't been doing much, but he said that we were gang members and that our leaders, other people, apparently, are giving us assignments. And I haven't received my assignment yet, I guess.
Is this like the Granite Beast lizard people thing? Are we back to lizard people controlling us?
I don't know. They said that it was frauditer Reaper and Wrangler that were telling us what to do. I don't know. I last I checked, my channel was owned by me.
Yeah, the math doesn't add up there.
You know, I create the content when I choose to. I didn't know somebody else had to look it over first.
Yeah, I don't remember sending mine off for editing from a third party. Dudes are so delusional.
Thank you for reminding me why I've been putting it on the back burner, because editing is time.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And now that I'm actually trying to edit, like I'm not on a tones level or anything, but that the Lucky Laptop JC News Now video, it's 12 minutes long, 13 minutes long. It took me 4 hours to do.
Dude, yeah, seriously. Like, for me to do about a 15-minute video is between 4 and 8 hours of work. And that's timing, that's getting the audio perfect, that's, you know, cutting room floor shit. It's insane.
And as everyone knows, I do my videos in the middle of the night. So I started that video at like midnight, and I looked, oh my, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, that's not fun.
Well, at least, you know, at least there's one thing that I have that you don't, Josh, among the giant list, and that's talent.
Yeah.
And that's why editing takes so long.
Oh, God. Well, at least you don't take one video, clip it into 20 videos, and then just keep reposting them week after week after week. That's what takes real talent. Well,
that's what frustrated me about all this is like every single auditor video is the same fucking thing. It started to blur so much. The names were just changing.
The channels that do strictly frauditor content, I can't do. Like, I mentally can't just watch the same thing over and over again. That's why I have to break it in with random body cam videos, sovereign citizens, Moors. I started doing flat earth nonsense because I'm like, I can't listen to a frauditor go, more rights, more rights. Every video.
I'm actually looking into some of the history of the Moors and the ones that actually built almost cults around themselves. And so now that I've gone into that rabbit hole, I'm thinking about going into more of a true crime type thing. So we'll see what comes. But
oh God, if frauditing goes the way of the dodo, just watch for Chili's next project. Man, I think he'll jump back into jock socks. I think that's what he'll do.
He aged really poorly over the last couple of years.
I know it's been a couple of years, but I feel like most of them have aged very, very poorly. From watching Lucky Laptop's news, or the Lucky Laptop news, when he was swinging the laptop at the state trooper, sheriff deputy, he looked like a young guy. I'm like, oh, he's probably as old as I am. And now he's got like a full gray beard and looks like dog shit.
Well, yeah,
what happened?
Being a sack of human crap and wandering around with a laptop to shove in everybody's face, that surprise, surprise, it ages you. The amount of stress.
God, I just want him to do court stuff. Be interesting, Josh. Oh Lord, my Discord's blowing up.
Yeah,
for no reason.
For everybody who's listening, if you're in Discord, it had some issues earlier. Amazon Web Services was causing trouble, so just a heads up if you notice some of your servers aren't showing up properly.
Oh God! All right, let's see what they're talking about in real time.
And see if I can get a connection, anyways.
But he wasn't really concerned. Like, he didn't do anything.
No.
Pontificating.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my God, I'm in fear for my life. But he did say that he would use his Second Amendment against me.
Yeah.
If you tried to explode him.
Right.
Which, if anything, that's an actual criminal threat.
He was pontificating.
He was pontificating. The great pontificator.
Yeah.
You who pontificate
right,
protest too much.
Yeah, I don't know why they're obsessed with all of this nonsense. I I'm assuming you watched that video at some point. The judge basically said, if you threaten me, I will defend myself. I believe in all of my rights, especially the First and Second Amendment. I will defend myself. And Josh is now, that's a criminal threat. No, he was saying it because you threatened to blow him up.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was listening to while I was sitting in the bedroom while the missus was watching. And that's when I was making jokes about it because I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear him spin this as if he's too afraid to go to court now in January.
He's the victim. Shocker.
Yeah, of course.
And it's all Erica's fault. How dare you make Josh the victim?
Damn it, Erica. If it wasn't for you, KFARR, myself, and everybody else in the world that disagrees with his ignorance and stupidity, he would be just fine.
He would be the next Long Island audit. How dare us? He would be the next Jeff Bezos. How dare us? Yeah, the judge basically said, I keep that thing on me. Yes. Oh, God, let's see here. Unlike some, I almost don't want frauditors to go away. Yeah. Yeah, Erica, how dare you have receipts for the things you say?
I know.
Oh, we got somebody from Kick. Oh, shit.
Huh?
We have one person watching from Kick.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, you're streaming on Kick. I didn't know that.
I'm streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Kick.
Wow. I'm going to have to ask you about what this costs.
Oh, yeah, we're fancy around here now.
Yeah, I'm gathering. I've fallen by the wayside.
All right, let's see. Let's go live for them again. I just know it's bad. This is bad.
Whoa, that would be unethical.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say anything.
I wouldn't either. I would though. That's the thing. No matter what government does, they're always to blame. You know.
Yeah. So this is what we're talking about right here.
That judge is gonna. Oh, click on the picture so I can see the whole comment.
The homeless guy knows how to work the internet better than Josh.
Let's see if it'll do it. Yeah, this is the zoomed out version right here.
Yeah.
So here, let me go to my page and let me see. It might be easier to see it on my page instead of Doofus's.
Oh yeah, it's totally easier on your page. By the way, are you still using your daughter's
That's the poll. If you guys want to take the poll, right?
Yeah, I actually brought that up the last time he was streaming. He's like, "Oh, I need a new laptop. My laptop's whatever, like bad." And I'm like, "Is this still the one you stole from your daughter so you could make it big on YouTube?"
Yeah, I remember when he was using that purely for his streaming while he was homeless. It was disgusting.
Yeah. Heaven forbid you let your daughter have the laptop she was given, but hey,
for educational purposes.
You know, not everyone can be, you know, a B+ parent like me. I say it all the time. Any point of the day where I go, man, I'm just not good at this parenting thing. I think, damn, as long as I'm not Josh, I think I'm doing good. Lord, let's see here. Smitty don't care. Shocker.
Congratulations.
And I put in quotation marks to quit being a drama queen and then other explain yourself in the comments. So far, we have 60% saying I made a threat, which I did to throw truth bombs. So that is a threat that I made to throw truth bombs. And if they explode, whatever is damaged by a truth bomb being thrown deserve to be damaged.
Hold on.
Right, but I guess
he didn't say truth bombs in his original statement.
No.
He just showed the bomb emoji and then he walks it back. Yeah, of course. He's got to push that narrative.
Paul Frazier. $4.99 LOL. He said, I'm the defender of the First Amendment, the Fourth, the Fifth, and especially of the Second, and I can defend myself.
I don't get how he can view it as a threat when the judge says he's going to use his Second Amendment right. I mean, I don't know how many auditors I've heard make those claims themselves while harassing cops and judges and lawyers and regular people like clerks or janitors in Chili's case, you've got them making these threats, and none of these people have done anything threatening to them.
No. I'm pretty sure he means tooth bombs. Yeah, probably.
I bet they
That's what he's doing with his teeth.
I bet they explode when
he's
he
using
eats
his
mashed
teeth
potatoes.
as shrapnel. That's disgusting. Oh, God. Yeah, and I believe the judge didn't even say, like, I'm going to use my Second Amendment to hunt you down.
No.
Blah, blah, blah. He just said he was going to defend himself.
Right.
Again, from a guy who threatened to explode him.
I felt threatened, and
yeah,
I have the right to defend myself should I feel threatened.
Yeah, I'm going to be shocked if what's it called? Oh, Paul Frazier again for $4.99. The judge said it. Yeah, the judge Slavin was pretty solid in my book, but then after today, he had jumped up a few notches in my book because he was just kind of being not nice to Josh, but like not really giving him much pushback. And then after today, I'm just like, oh, you're like a badass. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I especially like how he asked him for his name. I mean, granted, yes, it was on the record, and so he needed to document that, but he did it in almost a demeaning way. Like, should I know who you are?
I don't even know who you are. Like Thanos style.
Mm-hmm.
You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. Erica gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Oh, God. Do you know when your membership expires? I have no idea because I don't have any idea. I barely know how memberships work as is.
To clarify that, the day that you receive it is the day that it will expire next month.
Okay.
So that's just how they do it. They don't do it from the 1st or the 15th or whatever. It's whatever day you started that membership.
All right, folks. Let's oh, God. So if you didn't know, Stone Vet hates Josh. But Josh is still like trying to suck on his titty or something for some reason.
Play his flesh kazoo.
Yeah, like the guy genuinely hates him. Because, the whole woman beater, not taking care of his kids, doing meth to get kicked out of the Marines. But Josh is just like, let me play that kazoo, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to just
anybody who has a modicum of a follower, Josh wants to be on their coattails.
Oh, yeah. I have 61,000 subscribers, but I'm going to try to jump on everyone else's bandwagon.
Yeah. The only reason that he bought all those subs was so that way he could try to negate the argument that nobody watches him.
Yeah, and then I do it almost every single time I cover Josh at this point.
Yeah.
You saw the video where he was, not stalking is a bad word. He was following the officer up and down the aisles of Walmart in the middle of the night. And he was trying to talk to a random person talking about, oh, his channel's so big, they should come and subscribe to him. And all these people are watching his channel. And then I went to his channel and it's like, oh, you got like 200 views on a video and you have 61,000 subscribers. That's not good. Like, it's not good at all.
No. And if you think about it, when you look at live views, like right now, generally you can get between 1 and 10% of your subscriber base to show up for a live stream. That's just normal. If he's got 61,000 subscribers and there's sub 20 in his chat, that speaks volumes on what his content's really about.
How cheap is it to buy subs that Josh can afford?
And a good example for view counts, subs, things like that, is Dummy Kruger. He puts out solid content. He's earned every single view, every single sub, every single member. So you see that in his numbers. You saw that with Big Cat. That's where you'll see them mesh. But I mean, there's too much that doesn't properly sync up.
I think I was doing I forgot what I called it yesterday, the chili effect or the broken system, broken trust effect, where they just spam shorts to get view or to get subscribers, but then it's like they'll never ever watch any other piece of content outside of that one short that they like joined on.
Yeah, it's the one hit wonder of YouTube.
Yeah. Like his what is it called? His one short that he stole from the White Lake Police Department has 30 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and they will, it's a stolen piece of content. He got it from the White Lake Police Department Facebook page. And 2, no one who watches that's going to go, oh, I wonder what this guy's really about. Let me dive into his long form content. They're never going to do that.
No.
Oh, internet god. This is confusing when KFARR and Kick are on panel together. I don't know who to blame things on.
Well, it can't be me. I haven't been doing anything. Oh, wait. My wife says it's always me.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind.
When is Chili going to have a hit? Oh, did I miss one while I was up getting more coffee? Paul Frazier, $4.99. If we share 98% of the monkey DNA, Josh shares 99% of it. He has 2 neurons fighting for 3rd place. That's fair.
Well, genetically, we're closer to a banana, but, well, I don't know.
I'll just bring people back up.
Oh, God. Let's see. Okay, chat's good. Let's go live.
To this story earlier, I might as well finish it because I detonated a truth bomb against Catman, and it's in the video where you see the truth bomb the whole time under the words, like incoming truth bomb, right? And then it blows up in their face. So I already displayed what a truth bomb is, guys. Like you can see it in the video. So it really doesn't matter. I mean, I got better things to do than get defensive about it. Prove to me that a truth bomb is going to hurt anybody unless you're afraid of the truth.
Probably.
Well, you're,
probably because it doesn't say truth bomb. I feel like that's what he's failing to realize.
Yeah.
If you write out in emojis a bomb and then have to say truth bomb after it, that's probably not what you meant.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally not getting up in your feels about all of this and getting defensive by going live and discussing it. No, not so whatever.
Yeah, an actual district court judge had to recuse himself because you sent him a bomb threat, or you said it and then it got to him. It's like you're already in too deep, bud. Just saying no, that's not what I meant isn't going to help you.
Yeah, and you're not going to hide in your little echo chamber on the internet. And make all of these claims and threats and statements that you do and have it not be viewed by the people who are currently, working on your case. You can't be that dumb. You really can't be that dumb.
They will find their way to, number 17 in no time if they wanted to. They see everything. Oh, God.
Disgusting.
It's just not a good
And that
play.
Rooster is, I mean, well, it's kind of a grungy rooster. I wouldn't say an angry rooster. Yeah, here come the rooster. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Why does he insist on singing?
Yeah, so Rooster Man, I don't know why you're so angry, but it's all, you can be the loving rooster in here.
Well,
does that make Josh the chicken since he's laying an egg right now?
Slavin knows me well enough. He absolutely. I've been to his building twice. Well, not his building, but the building where he's under watch from. And I feel bad for Slavin because he didn't know. He got the luck of the draw just wasn't on his side when it came to me. Yeah. I shouldn't have given him fits. I should have just kept it to 8 questions in a jury. Just get it done.
I didn't see Josh give anyone fits. I saw Josh continue with the same script for 6 months.
I mean, Josh might have fits when he's not getting his piss mattress stabs.
How are you about to say, oh yeah, he just got the bad draw. He got me. I've been giving him fits. To date, he has not given anyone fits. I told everybody, what's it called? Last week, I said more than likely what's going to happen. He's going to get to this jury trial. and do what he did in White Lake. Just plea out and be like, oh, I just wanted to leave the court. That's why I did it.
Yeah, he doesn't bother Slavin in the slightest. I've watched them interact in court, and Slavin's been nothing but cordial and educational in his approach.
Why do these people all believe that they're superheroes? It's a weird thing. Yeah, 1000%. They all think they're something special, when in reality, they're just the average run-of-the-mill dumb person.
Mm-hmm. Randy Brown, welcome back to the Road Pirates.
Oh shit! Yeah, so I got another laptop at like 6 o'clock today, 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
drawing a blank on what time. So now I have one monitor here, one monitor here, one monitor here, my tablet over here, and my tablet's what's running the oh god, what's it called? The fan funding tab on the live chat, and I have to like scroll over here because it shows me super chats on here, but it doesn't show me anything to do with memberships like on Restream.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, they have main character syndrome. That is 1000% correct. It kind of reminds me of the Moors, where they have to revise history because their life is so insignificant. They have to make up something about their life to make them feel important.
That's a pretty fair statement. I'd almost say it's like whitewashing history to sell it back to disenfranchised individuals.
Yeah. People bring this up all the time. None of these people that tried this whole sovereign citizen thing are the most successful people on the planet.
Mm-mm.
Normally you dive into this when you get your license suspended. You're like, you Google, how do I get to drive with no license? And then you run into broken system, broken trust YouTube page. You're like, this guy seems to have his life together.
Well, that was one of the arguments that I had for that one guy who claimed that they were reptilians. You know, the guy that was jumping on top of his car when they were trying to tow it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm
drawing a blank on his name, but yes,
I can't remember his name, but he would wear a suit and his hair would be done. He looked like a 1980s stockbroker. Probably.
It's the guy who his car was getting towed. He jumped on the car and then jumped on the tow truck.
Hardcore parkour.
That guy?
Yeah. See, if you get one of those that they've got that greasy used car salesman vibe. If you get one of those and you put them in a suit, they can sell bullshit to anybody. That's where he was until his car got taken. And then all of a sudden you saw that downhill. You saw him wearing like freaking sandals and bum shit.
Going full Glen Syria wearing these shitty flip-flops.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord, Spencer. Got to go soon. Nurse coming at 8:45 p.m. for bone marrow injections. Oh, be safe, bud.
Yeah, man. Prayers for you. That does not sound pain-free.
Yeah, doesn't sound like a fun time.
Let's see what
Obstits are born in jail.
Let's see what these idiots are talking about now. I wonder if he's still on his community tab.
Yeah, 1000%.
I don't know,
because
but
Judge Slavens says that he has the Second Amendment.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
When he doesn't have the Second Amendment, not a right.
Does the Second Amendment not exist anymore?
That's
from
what always
the great state of guns. David Rodriguez. Yes,
David Rodriguez. Yes.
Yeah. So, does the Second Amendment, did that just recently get taken away, or are they making shit up again?
They're making shit up again. What's funny is that sovereign citizens like Joshua Lanto believe that all of our rights came from the Bill of Rights and not the Constitution. But even though the Constitution takes over where the Bill of Rights started, the Second Amendment is still a right. And a judge has rights. Even though he's a judge, he's still a person. You just don't want to apply that logic to him because it doesn't fit your bullshit narrative. But yes, we still do have Second Amendment rights, and I preserve mine.
My my right is sitting directly in front of me on my desk. So
I've got one behind me, one about 4 feet to the right of me, and two more about 15 feet away in the safe. But you know, what's great about that is I don't have to, you know, put them on my back and shove them in a whole bunch of people's faces in the park to try to prove a point. Not to say that walking around with a gun is illegal or anything. It's just, you know,
Going
I'm
to
exercising them.
Going to a park with one is just trying to get attention at that point.
Yeah, I'm exercising them without pissing people off and being a general douche.
Let's go back to them talking about how the Second Amendment doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's not a right, it's a privilege.
Right. The right, as the lawyer was explaining.
Wait a minute. Isn't driving a privilege?
Yes. So the Second Amendment is no longer a right, it's a privilege, but
it's a privilege.
Driving is a right to them, which doesn't make sense.
Maybe he should go move to Australia.
He needs to move anywhere but in America.
I'd like to see him pull this shit in Australia, really.
I love these people. These people make me feel so intelligent.
The people were concerned with the government, the king, and the king's men taking the guns from the people.
And those same king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again.
The king's men.
Yeah.
Right? So there was no right being established for the government to have guns or any particular
does he not get to be a normal person after work?
They can be regulated by the very same
Apparently not.
that they're working for. That cannot.
Superman is still Superman when he's Clark Kent.
True.
Yeah, they cannot take the guns from the people.
Right, but that's who has the right, is the people, not the king and not the king's men.
Right.
Watching this channel,
not the king,
like
not the king's men.
people at Walmart.
And that was the argument that the state was making. The government was making that argument, that they don't have the right.
Yeah, the government was making that argument. They don't have the right to make that argument.
No, they don't have the right to keep and bear arms. I mean, the people.
They have the right to have weapons.
The government. Yeah, the government was admitting it. But arguing, not just admitting it, arguing it. I mean, it's very important to understand that, right? Because, like, okay, I remember this one video.
Bum fights.
Where a police officer was driving drunk.
That was before its time.
Right? And I'm not going to say who.
Time for a remake.
But
we need to reboot it.
I'd like to see Josh duke it out with, also, like, you know, fat tits.
Now. Did a video.
Hey, I told Josh I had the paperwork ready to go. He could have live streamed it.
It's true.
He said nay. Hey, a BSBT people fight, that would get at least 20 people watching.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and
at least 20.
Most of them would be us.
Oh yeah, just cheering them on. I don't want anybody to win.
What gets me is that they don't make the difference in the way that it's written between government and people. Like, they don't understand that the government is made up of people who have those rights as individuals, you know, individual liberties.
Oh God. Did I just see that correctly? Yes, Navy Tex Ranch. I love hobo fights. Good. Oh, man. I'm just so confused by this logic. Because for somebody who thinks all rights are absolute, he basically just said, oh, like when I was in the military, according to them, I couldn't have weapons at home for after I got off work.
I don't think that's
apparently the judge. Apparently the judge is on call 24/7, 365. So he just can't ever pick up a weapon.
Yeah, super slavens not allowed to have a weapon.
He can deal with people threatening to blow him up, but he better not touch a weapon.
Yeah, God forbid.
Yeah. The people in Broken System, Broken Trust will be there to make sure that he doesn't.
Accountability.
How they're carried.
Just killing my brain cells.
Somebody is saying, luckily for Judge Slavin, he has the right to heavily armed sheriff's deputies guarding the courthouse.
Yes.
Good.
The privilege. That's definitely a privilege.
That's definitely a privilege. What I missed was fixing Kick his dinner. That was Mrs. Kick. Apparently, she gets upset when you call her a big fat cow.
She doesn't like being called a big fat cow?
Well, I mean, it's not applicable.
Apparently, Kick gets really upset when you call his wife a big.
So I think it's funny that instead of trying to argue that they're correct about anything, they're like, hey, person that has nothing to do with this conversation.
Yeah.
Would you like to play with us?
Yeah. My wife, who is still married to me, whom I've never committed domestic violence on, and is, for all intents and purposes, a gorgeous trophy wife compared to me with my dad bod. Yeah, it's so awful that I have this beautiful woman who has served me dinner, which is a benefit of loving and caring about another individual other than yourself. Imagine that. Imagine not loving yourself so much that you can't love someone else. I don't fucking get it.
I'm just so confused by his tactics and Mrs. Kick.
Mudslinging for the sake of mudslinging. That's all
it's
it
like
is.
They're trying to puff their chest out and try to seem like hard asses for all like 14 people watching them.
And what's great is I honestly don't care what he has to say because nothing that comes out of his mouth is the truth.
His opinion means this much to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you measure something. Was that on purpose?
Yeah, the guy, this is the thing that he revises history, and it's the funniest thing. Okay, that's a cool text message I wasn't expecting. No, he has to revise history. Everybody saw the video of when he showed up to my house, and he proceeded to shit bricks. And now he's trying to tell all 14 people, oh yeah, KFARR pissed his pants when he saw me. And I'm just like, if that was the case, why did I meet you where like the furthest up you would go in my driveway without coming on my property?
Yeah, I mean, he was able to film that giant yellow streak on the back of his human slot machine he was walking around with.
Oh, God. Josh has a lot of free time. A lot of free Joshy time. I don't know if you're saying Josh has a lot of free time or Josh plays with himself often.
Idle hands at the devil's ding-a-ling.
Yeah. Oh, God. After the ambush judge in Washington last month, BSBT should be careful. Oh, yeah. I think Peg Lake Finance said something about that. Yes. Next time he shows up to court, if he shows up in person, he's going to get extra attention from security. Oh, shoot. I didn't read it all. And be arrested as soon as he clears security. Yeah.
And the missus just came in to try to figure out why it is I should be upset with a statement that he made that is patently false. We're Joshy, we're laughing at you.
Yeah, like
congratulations.
Yeah, see, I don't think anybody's necessarily scared of Josh. He doesn't have the professional or monetary ability to do anything that crazy, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think he has very much explosive building knowledge or materials just laying around in the old shack in 17. Okay. Yeah, I think Josh wanted to at one point be a police officer, and then he realized, oh, I got
then everybody will
meth. I can't do that. Let's see here. Okay, let's watch this, see what he's up to.
Figure out it doesn't work that way. And when everybody figures out it doesn't work that way, nobody will be doing it.
Right.
That's scary to them. That's like the scariest thing to them.
Yeah. I saw a video yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before, but it was well, a guy was in court and he said something, and I didn't quite really understand what he said exactly.
Josh is microwaving his dinner.
But the judge just went absolutely bonkers and like called him a sovereign citizen, and told him that he couldn't represent himself. And like he was like, shut up, don't even talk. I can't hear that. You can't say that in here, right? He's like, get him out of my courtroom. Get him. And I don't know what he said, but sometimes these government officials, they get so triggered, and it's like
Telling a crazy person that, hey, what you're saying right now is not applicable in any court system. Telling them, hey, you're going to be held in contempt. You just need to step out until you can, pull your head out of your ass. That's not being triggered. Because I know when people are trying to be in a professional setting like a courthouse or a courtroom, knowingly false and debunked information just isn't something that flies.
Yeah. Also, Joshy, I feel sorry for you because Adam Denlinger doesn't have a hourglass figure.
My man's built like a 8x4 Lego piece. Big old but he's only got one. He can give Josh a hand. That's about it.
He's like a shopping cart that's missing a wheel. It doesn't work. And
it only goes in a circle. It's constantly yelling about something, and it seems like it circles Taylor, Michigan, and that's it. It's the only place it knows where to go. Yeah, that's another great point. There's also a thing called the docket. These dudes are not that important. They don't need to take the entire day. Josh in White Lake, the dude drug out driving without a license ticket for like a year and a half.
I was wondering, whatever happened when he borrowed that SUV from Michigan Constipational Crusader? Like, did he ever pay him for, all the fees to get his own SUV out and all that shit? Probably not, because
I don't think Josh didn't help with that.
Yeah, that would require something Josh isn't familiar with, and that's steady income.
Responsible. Like shit, what was it? Oh well. I was gonna say, but then Erica just dropped it in the chat. So he said no on child support, and he said he won't help his ex with Christmas gifts for their son. He said, I'll see him when he's 18 years old. He's transitioning into some Jeremiah Payne level parenting.
Mm-hmm. Look, guys,
for those of you who don't know, is pretty shitty.
He's out there fighting for these kids' rights, and they won't appreciate it until they turn 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know if my father was out being a criminal and recording himself doing it, it would really make me feel better when I was 18, thinking, my dad chose being a piece of crap criminal over me. That's really going to make them flock right to you when they turn 18. Oh, God. All right, let's see what we got.
You don't like yourself, so you know that you're not a very good judge of anybody else's character. So,
right,
you would need somebody else's validation in order to like somebody, right?
The closest
that's
Josh,
what it looks like to me.
The closest Josh ever got to an Amazon. God, that video was so long ago. He drove his girlfriend, or I guess his ex now, to work at the butt crack of dawn and decided to do a live stream from the Amazon parking lot about me. I'm like, that's how you know you're in someone's head when they wake up at 4:00 in the morning to stream about you.
Yep. Paul Fraser of
that's how you know you made it.
Paul Fraser of Scotland, thanks for the $4.99 super. You know that Josh has a tree in the Amazon working 3 shifts because of him to make up for the waste of oxygen that he is. He should apologize to it. Well, Paul,
that's what made me bring up Amazon, but I got the wrong Amazon.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I just Amazon it.
Scientific proof that it takes 72 oxygen creating plants to create enough oxygen for one human being. So Josh would have to spend all day apologizing to plants for the oxygen he wastes.
Shoot. Josh equals slime, and it's brown and smelly. Yeah, that's what's keeping his piss stained mattress together. Ugh. I just want them to say something relevant.
From all reports,
But you never asked for anything. You just let them do what they're going to do.
yeah, I don't even know how they knew I wanted any trial.
I thought that's why it was set for review today, because he messed up the last time and didn't find out.
Yeah, but then what they'll do is they'll use this court date to kind of like advance it forward without actually. So it shows on the books like, oh yeah, we did it in this procedural way, but like
he
they screwed
never
up the
had
arraignment.
asked you. Did he ask you today if you wanted a jury trial?
No,
No?
no.
Because today, you weren't even supposed to be there. You weren't in the docket. You have nothing to do with Judge Slavin at this point. You're in Judge Shackelford's court now. So you basically tried to ambush him on a Zoom call because you had the Zoom code number, basically. And if you recall, they sent him all of the paperwork last month when he was claiming technical difficulties. That's why they didn't get anything figured out. Slavin said, hey, Josh, we'll send you everything you need to know to update you on your next court date. We'll send it to you in the mail. Bye. And then kicked him off the stream.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, you guys were having technical difficulties and you wouldn't let me ask any questions. It's because your questions are bullshit.
They have no relevance to what's going on.
You can only say, well, where's jurisdiction? You can only say that so many times before it's just like, use some common sense, dude.
You know, if he was smart enough, he'd understand that the jurisdiction exists in that court because he keeps showing up.
I literally talked about this last stream last night. Why stop your car? If they don't have jurisdiction, why stop your car? If they don't have jurisdiction, why show up to court?
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, you could try to, and I wouldn't condone this in any way, you could try to steal from a grocery store or big box store, and the loss prevention person doesn't have the jurisdiction to stop you, but the police do.
People keep telling me that I need to show up to his next court date, but here's the problem I think I would have. I talked a little bit in my live stream this afternoon, I guess about noon. You watch our Nevada judges. I know Artie does as well. You know when Hilligus was in court and he kept turning around and trying to talk directly to the camera?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Josh would try to do that if I showed up. If I was recording it on my phone, if I brought a notepad to, take notes, I think he would be turning around to talk directly at me the entire time.
Right. And it would give him an opportunity to make a circus out of the court more so than he already does.
Yeah. He's already a monkey in court, but if I showed up, he would start throwing shit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, special guest number 2. Welcome to the shit show.
Oh, I was going to say hi, but
now I think we're good.
Tones.
All he wants for Christmas are his 17 teeth. 17 teeth. Yes, his 17 teeth.
Hey, Tones.
Hey, boys. Darn it. My freaking VPN keeps connecting and disconnecting. That's probably why I was having issues.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could also be that you keep throwing space junk out, and that gets in the way of the beam.
Yeah, that happens too. For God's sake. Freaking Nord. Hang on.
Maybe.
We'll get him back.
All right, hang on. Let me refresh my browser because half the stuff didn't even load. I got like these stupid little frowny face papers. 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if I was to ever go to court to cover Josh, I would have to get my shots prior and after, probably, if we're going to be honest.
Okay, there we go.
Go and wear a fake nose and mustache and glasses. BSBT's too dumb to realize it's you. Yes.
Well, what sucks is I actually jumped into his stream earlier to say something, but I've been blocked. So, so
Not
much for my
shocked.
free speech.
Well, I would say that technically he's correct. That
He's
it's
not the government.
It's not
Yeah.
an open forum for you because he runs that chat, and he doesn't have to acknowledge your free speech. Oh,
True.
and the missus wants to say hi.
Hi, Tones.
Hi, Mrs. Kick.
He said hi.
No, Liz, what's up?
She's sitting here just dancing around ever since we did our video. She's like, I need to say hi to Tones.
All right. Now I can get off Discord. Now nobody will hear the Discord beeps.
Yep.
Oh God.
So I was listening to some of what you guys were. I was in the car. I just had it queued up and I couldn't say anything. But yeah, I was hearing a lot of. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I said. I came to join the brain rot. But yeah, from what I understand, so Josh seems to be under this impression that because of the nature of one's profession, they are suddenly no longer entitled to any of the rights and protections that citizens of this country are afforded.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember when the last time we had that going on, where people, if they were put into a job, and then they had to do that job, and they had no rights while they were doing it. God, what was it? I think there was like this bit of a skirmish that had resulted that lasted several years.
Oh, and I believe a really delicious steak sauce was created right in the middle of that.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what it dealt with. Some guy with a top hat and a beard, I think, talked about it. And
yeah, he said how that's not cool,
Yeah. You know, 3/5 gun ownership or something.
Yeah.
I love how that was just like the worst way to describe the Civil War.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It's not the Civil War. It's the war between the states.
That's right.
It's so stupid. But no, it's just the idea that like public servants aren't slaves. We've said this time and again. I did a whole video explaining why I think frauditors by nature are pro-slavery. They like the idea of there being a class that you have right to just shit on constantly without recourse.
They're cool with it as long as it's not them.
Yeah.
They're cool with tyranny as long as they're the tyrants.
Exactly. I mean, it's just how they are. I mean, they prey. I said in another stream, by nature they're predators. They prey upon the weak, and they never challenge anything of equal or greater strength than them.
Well, I don't know about that. He challenges Paul Carroll, and Paul Carroll in a battle of wits. I mean, Josh is completely unarmed.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Not like Wolverine transparency unarmed, but like mentally unarmed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's only half.
Hey. He's probably over on his page. Oh, they're being so mean to Adam.
I don't know him from Adam.
Yeah, sorry. That guy. I will say it every time, so there is no mistake. I don't take pleasure in making fun of people who have a disability or are maimed or an amputee. But if someone acts like a colossal asshole, they burn up any of that courtesy they're due.
My problem is I hate people who, how to say this, people who have a shield, right? I don't have one arm. Okay, that's your shield. Cool. I'll be nice to you. But if you go out of your way to be an asshole and harass people and then try to quickly hide behind that shield, I don't like you.
Exactly. It's the stupidest thing.
Are you a wife beater, criminal, racist, bigot, trash? First Amendment auditing might be for you.
Hi, I'm Chip Chapley of the First Amendment Auditing College, and here we'll teach you how to be a wife-beating, criminal, racist bigot while using your camera to pretend that your rights overtake those of the people around you.
I'm going to put that on a shirt.
Yeah, there you go. It's funny. I was hoping to say this earlier, but I mean, first of all, Judge Slavin, absolute boss. But if I could tell Josh Rolanto something, I'm sure he's listening. Josh, the courts have bigger fish to fry. They've got better things to do than listen to you. They got to deal with, people. They got to deal with people who do drugs. They got to deal with people who commit domestic violence. They have to deal with people who embezzle. They have to deal with people, who. Oh wait, never mind. He's actually just what they need.
Hey, it's not a wheelchair. It's a hover round. Okay, leave this little rascal out of this.
Yeah, Moose Cat says it right. Josh would be lying through his teeth, but he would have to have someone to lie through.
Yeah,
he's lying through that tooth, lying next to that tooth.
It's just kind of going around. It's in the way.
Don't forget deadbeat dad.
That's right.
Accurate.
Yeah, I'm here to count how many charges Josh has and how many teeth he's got. Guess which I ran out of first.
Jesus Christ.
Well, once I said that about his children, I said I'm here to count how many teeth he had and how many children he has left. Guess which one ran out first?
Yeah. Being an amputee isn't a reason to not treat people the way they deserve. If you are an amputee and a trash person, you should be treated like a trash person. That's,
the way I see it. Him losing his hand, and I don't know if anyone here is religious, but that's God's way of telling you that you're a shit person, And so, they took away the only source of pleasure in your life.
Well, now he's got to do it offhand.
Oh, yeah. The stranger.
No, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was an master electrician class, and he didn't pass.
Yeah. I've seen videos of that shit, and I gotta tell you, look, hey, props to you for continuing on in life and moving past your disability, and that's great, because a lot of people who suffer that stuff, I watched a lot of safety videos in the electrical space, and I got to tell you, most people don't get up and walk away. So that I'll give to Adam. Everything that he's done since then, this auditing bullshit, his sovereign citizen bullshit, all of that has just ruined any potential that you had as a person.
Exactly.
Well, he's been in hospice since I've known the guy, and every few months he tells everyone he's dying. Yeah. And literally every few months he tells everyone he's dying. And then a year and a half later, he's still kicking.
We're all dying, just at different rates.
So he found the loophole.
Some of us slower than others.
What is he, the Usain Bolt of dying?
Wait, go back. Did you say he's the Usain Bolt of dying?
Yeah. I'm asking, is that what he is? Or is he just like Mama LDOF, who's the Lazarus and keeps coming back from the dead every month?
So I think he found the loophole to try to get money from people. Just constantly repeat, well, I'm dying. I'm very close to death.
Yeah, live, die, repeat, live, die, repeat.
Technically, like you said, he is dying.
Yeah.
But not in the timetable that he says. Because I remember correctly, when I made the video of him going to Detroit, him and all the squad that went to go do like the water treatment plant in Michigan or in Detroit. Jeez. And they all got arrested, and I made fun of him because he was like the mobile tank unit coming in. He was way bigger than on his little hover round in the middle of the road. And I believe he said something about him dying then. That was 3 years ago, if not 4, because I think the video was a little older.
Shit, when I get sick and I'm laying in bed and my wife asks me how I'm feeling, my response is I'm dying.
Well, that's yes.
But I don't need to scream it.
Scream it every 3 seconds, even though you're no longer sick.
Yeah.
Oh God! All right, let's see here.
I mean, for what it's worth, when I'm watching a soft sit, get his ass tased, I mean, I'm technically dying.
Apparently, Pegleg is doing the amputee grift wrong. Yeah, apparently, you need to get on that Adam Denlinger train.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was I just gonna say? Oh no, you're good. I'm searching for a comment.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, so he was trying to be an electrician. I mean, given what happened, I guess he found the whole experience revolting.
Oh,
can't take you anywhere.
Firefighter
936. Speaking of handicaps, what disability does SV have? That's the question of the century.
I mean, for what it's worth, the people who spend time as electricians, they tend to get amped up very easily.
Jesus Christ.
Tones.
Full disclosure, I've got like several more. If you're
Tones just got a notebook filled with Wolverine transparency jokes.
I mean, some are more positive than negative, but
I'm a comedian in my free time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you a stand-up philosopher? Did you bullshit today? Did you bullshit yesterday? Did you try to bullshit?
I bullshit every day.
Okay. Oh, Moose Cat.
they
No,
end?
not you two. Did he take it in the jewels?
Damn it, that was one of mine. Well, the funny thing is, it's like at least we know if he gets busted, he can hold a charge.
Play the fucking video.
Make tone stop.
What's he gonna do?
I just
Commit
want to see
battery?
what.
The government doesn't have the right to take the First Amendment away from you. And I'm like, that's exactly what you're trying to do in this court right now.
But he said the government doesn't have the right to take the First Amendment away.
Yeah, here, I'll play it for you. This is what he said, but this wasn't in regards to my.
I'm going to assume, I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say it's a clip out of context. Just going to go out on a limb.
Court date, but this is what he said right here.
First Amendment right to speak doesn't mean you have a First Amendment right to speak.
Oh, look. Out of context.
Doesn't mean you have a First
Yeah.
Amendment right to speak. It means that you have a First Amendment right not to have the government interfere with your right to speak. That means that if you want to go stand in someone's sidewalk and give a speech or hold a sign, you can do that. The government can't stop you from doing that. You have a First Amendment right not to have the government interfere with your right to speak.
Yeah,
On a side.
So
I don't get it.
yeah, and so it was captioned too, because I know when I play those videos, you can't hear them. But it was captioned so that you could basically read along with what he was saying. That was actually him in a different court case.
I could hear him just fine.
Yeah, I can hear.
But
the sound
I just.
Yeah.
Well,
Him opening God knows what.
ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Ramen noodles to have with the SpaghettiOs. No, I could hear Slavin fine. I think what the issue is that Josh has too many of his own voices inside of his head screaming at the same time.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yours was a lot less vulgar than what I was going to say.
I mean, for Christ's sake, it's been established time and again. The Supreme Court has already ruled on it that freedom of speech is not, or the First Amendment is not absolute. There are limits to it. There are time, place, and manner restrictions. You're in court on that day. There's your time and your place. The manner of which is, it's not your turn to fucking speak.
Yeah, I think I put this on a community post a long, long time ago. You do have a First Amendment right to say whatever you want in court.
Yeah, when you're testifying.
But there tends to be consequences for saying whatever the fuck you want in court.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not the one who's supposed to be speaking.
Yeah. Don't walk
so
up.
it's like,
Don't walk up to the judge and say, "What's up there, fuck face," and not expect to get a contempt charge.
Yeah.
Hey, pussy boy, what's up? Like, yeah, here, you're gonna hang out in jail for a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Josh has one voice in his head and it whispers.
No, I really
Sexual.
I really think that Josh. Okay, so some people have an inner dialogue in their mind. Some people don't, and they constantly use it in order to make decisions and stuff like that. I believe that Josh's inner dialogue is so fucked up and on meth that they just keep going. Like he hears those voices.
It probably does.
I believe that his inner dialogue is a tangible sound in his ear.
Meanwhile, my inner monologue, I've anthropomorphized into a robot fez.
A fez? Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. And, it's much healthier that way.
Gonna put some truck nuts on him.
Yeah. No. He'd kill me in my sleep if I did that.
I'd love to see Fezzington floating around with a pair of truck nuts.
So
I'd have to blur those out.
So I know you offered Josh some mental health help, and his response was, "Only if I can record it." I'm so curious on what that recording would look like.
Well, it depends on the help
If the
he's getting.
doctor, if they would just be like, "You know you're fucking crazy, right?" Or do you think they'd be like, "You have to stop listening to the voice in your head"?
I don't know if I'd feel comfortable watching that. I don't even want to think about it because of how uncomfortable that would be to have a professional sitting down with Josh trying to suffer the indignity of his presence.
it doesn't matter if you wanted to watch it or not. Josh would put it out and then recut it up 4,000 times and repost it.
I mean, I'd only accept that if it was electroshock therapy and they just used a taser.
I'd cover that.
Yeah.
I think that you know, an emotional support canine would be a good video to watch.
Yeah.
I would love to get Josh a working dog, if you will. And the only thing that dog was to do was every time Josh said something stupid, it would just bite him in the ball.
That
I
I
feel
would,
like that
I
would
would
be
pay to watch.
That would work.
BSBT doesn't hear a voice; he hears crayon drawings. See that?
Oh, that's too perfect.
Does anything smell purple to you?
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm reminded of that
Let's see if
911 audio. It's like, I'm dead. I think I'm dead. I could see, I could hear colors. I could see sounds.
I don't understand. Why is he so obsessed with me?
I don't know.
I mean, I know why, but like,
because he's jealous.
Yeah,
I am everything that he's not.
Yeah, you still
in a package that's 20 years younger than him.
You still have your dignity. You still have your wife. You still have your children. You still have your teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like in kindergarten. You know, he's pulling the cute girl's hair. You know, because he likes her. That's essentially what it is. He likes you.
Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
My favorite Jesus is a little 5-pound, 3-ounce baby Jesus.
Yeah, Greg Jonick, I know. I was surprised. I didn't even think that would happen, but yeah, I guess. I mean, the funny thing is, I've been wanting to use Hez tasing News Now Voodoo to put in there, kind of like my Safe Light gag with the window break. I just want to put that over anytime someone gets tased. I was like, I didn't realize it would draw such a huge follow. I didn't know what his sub count was before that. So, I'm happy for him. He really needs more subs, by the way. I miss his morning shows only because I'm still sleeping when they start. I'd have to get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I was about to say it's hard for me to catch them, and I believe we're in the same time zone, and you are absolutely not in the same time zone, and it starts early for me.
But it's like, but when I do catch it, I love his stuff. I mean, he's got charisma, he's got confidence. I mean, that's the reason I don't stream a lot. I'll probably say something I'll regret, but. Like I said, he's a funny guy.
I feel that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to find a way to compare it. Like he was a man who was made for radio or broadcast radio or whatever, just as someone you just love to listen to in the morning to have a laugh.
Oh, Frauditor Roundup.
Frauditor.
For $1.99, you'll get Josh an emotional support Wolverine. Well, I hope that this one has all of its limbs.
Yeah.
It's gonna have 1 arm, 2 feet, and 9 toes.
Yeah, I was about to say, poor Adam. He can only count to 15.
Oh no!
No, he can only count to 14. He's missing allegedly he's missing a toe on his foot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why he has like a cane all the time, and why he Glenn cereal waddles.
Sure, it's not because of the off-center center of gravity.
Yeah, the heavy breathing is unrelated.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got that.
Well, boyos, I've got to run. I've got an early day tomorrow, but thanks for having me come up, KFARR. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's good to make it in time to talk with both of you. And Kick, take care. Best to the misses and the kicklets. And Ed 209, you have my sympathies.
Yeah, Ed's got to go watch the Barbie movie.
All right.
God.
Well, y'all have a good night. Be well. Be good to each other. All that good shit.
Night.
Bye.
Well, what was the other thing I was going to say about Wolverine transparency? Oh, no, the old saying, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Well, now we know why Wolverine is so unhappy.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to hell, I'm sure, for this, I'm sure, but...
I'll beat you there, so it doesn't matter. Like, it is what it is.
Oh, hell, you're younger than
Turns out I'm closer to Wolverine transparency than you.
Yeah, but you're younger than me.
My body's broken.
Oh, no,
my body's broken.
Oh, hey, you look like you're in better shape than I am. That's for sure. I actually gotta get back in shape. I mean, half of it was stop watching frauditors because, yeah, they put me in a high blood pressure state. That's bad enough. So it's like I need my body to not do that by itself.
I mean, I'm missing 5 toes, a foot, and a knee, and I don't use a cane. Of course, I'm missing the 250 pounds. Yeah,
Oh.
I think the 250 pounds probably is what puts him over the edge.
Somebody was mentioning, oh yeah, the reason I don't stream is my dad jokes. It's like, yeah, I know a lot of dad jokes, and yet I'm not a dad. That's the crazy part.
Let's see here. If not, Glenn has cloned out. Georgia is available in Georgia Transparency. Oh God, Georgia Transparency has one of the greatest frauditor physiques I've ever seen in my life.
Oh God,
he's somehow bigger than Glenn Serio.
Gosh.
Like Glenn Serio is very short and very wide. Georgia Transparency
very tall and very wide,
average size and very wide, and then stresses the crap out of his flip flops. Like if you mute his voice, you can actually audibly hear his flip flops crying.
Oh God. Oh.
I tell dad jokes, but I have no children. I'm faux pas. I see what you did there.
Damn it.
Misdemeanor, $5. Party in hell. Meet you at the feast of yes. I tell people all the time. I'll be there. I'll be there first.
Oh, I've already got my deposit already put down on a nice condo in Lake of Fireview Terrace. You know, although I've been told the HOA could be a bit of a pain. I mean, after all, Adolf has gotten elected to the board. 5 years, 5,000 years in a row or something. Or not 5,000 years. See, this is what I'm talking about. I screw up.
Is he the Putin of hell? He runs
probably.
unopposed.
Well, I've always made the joke. It's like, look, either the worst people in the world are getting punished, in which case, okay, well, hell is just basically just a prison, and all the bad people get their comeuppance, or, they're all kicking it and partying and just, trying to one up each other, having the world's the longest dick measuring contest.
Oh God, they're going through my community posts. Oh God, this is great. They're going through my community post, reading my comments.
Yeah. I mean, right here, and we don't have to play the video, but here, hold on. We do have to play this. I'm sorry. We have to take a.
Yeah.
I saw that fucking video.
This is when a guy who at the time was supporting Josh, who as of like last month has come out and actually said he actually hates Josh's guts. But yeah, apparently the video that everyone's seen of Josh running from me, apparently he sees something different, which is strange.
So you don't care if he didn't show up to your house. He showed up down the street. They posted up down the street. I've seen the video of you out front pissing your fucking pants.
Tones, I think you can vouch for me on this one.
Yeah.
Wolverine Transparency parked directly in front of my house and let out some under the bridge troll.
Yeah, I remember watching that video clearly, and I the whole time I'm just staring at the property line. I'm just saying, "Oh, please, Josh, please do it, come on, do it, please."
But I think I messed up when I went out there, and they were asking me to say what I said on the internet, and because I'm me, I said just that, and Josh did the whole. After I told him he was a bitch and a bad dad, and his jaw dropped, and then he wanted nothing to do with me after that.
Yeah, well, he is a bitch and a bad dad.
Yeah, I mean, he says, and then he calls me the little engine that couldn't. So I started calling him the little engine that couldn't see his kids. And then he stops responding to me. He's just got the same things, and it's just terrible.
Well, to be fair, that happens with Rogue. That happened to me in Rogue Nation a lot. He'd say something, I'd come back, and we'd banter back and forth, but then I just end the argument by just reminding him that at the end of the day, after this conversation's over, in an hour or two, I'm going to completely forget he exists, and so will everybody else, because he's just a pathetic little man who wasted his life, and then he just disappears. I'm thinking, oh, poor guy was upset. Of course, now he's gotten 8 federal charges, so all I could do is just laugh my ass off.
I was just going to say, like, when I stopped speaking to Josh, 5 seconds after that, I'm still not a convicted domestic abuser. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like in George's case, 5 minutes after you stop talking to him, you're still not a multiple time felon. Like, hey.
Yeah. That's just how they are. We live rent free in these guys' heads, and they like to turn around and say they live in ours, but it's like, no, you're just our entertainment. You make us laugh.
Yes, it's like you're so triggered. You're so triggered, and it's like you're on my channel commenting on something that has nothing to do with
Exactly. They come to me. That's what's so funny. I have a short on that just shows Amagansett Press begging, and the comment section just loaded with a bunch of his shills. And I'm thinking, why are you coming to my channel? If I'm not a threat to him, why do you feel so insecure that you have to come and say stuff on my video? Go to his channel and sing his praises there.
Didn't you know he's majorly awesome? Yes.
Yeah, the fact that it says that on a court document, just
federal court paperwork.
Yeah, if
has
I
that
were
as
the jury, if I were the I don't know if they have a jury or grand jury, but I would just be rolling my eyes at that.
I would convict him on that alone.
Yeah,
I would convict him on that alone.
Like the fact that we know his real name. How do they even get it on there? Because that's not the name of his channel. So
It's not the name of his channel. It's not his real name. You can look up Rogue Nation, and George Metz will come up.
Yeah. So the fact that it does. Yeah. How did they put that down? Because Major Lee Awesome is not his legal name, and if he's claiming it is, then therefore he's actually claiming a rank in the military, which he never served. So wouldn't that be stolen valor?
So in my head, the only thing I can think of, because I know the other guy's name is even stupider at this point, or even dumber, if you will. In my head, they got it from StreamYard, because that's his StreamYard name, is Majorly Awesome.
Jeez. Well, he also said it at the Uvalde City Council meeting. I'm thinking, like, of all the places to go, it would have been a situation where he could have just used your real name. We already know it. I mean, that's the other thing too. Any of these guys who say, "Oh, don't use my name, you're doxing," it's like, no, your name is public record. All right.
If it's a brand new one, and no one knows their name, it's because they haven't been arrested yet. But most of them have been arrested, and it's like, dude, I know your name, your date of birth, your address, because you've been arrested 12 times.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. I mean,
it's not doxing to say your name at that point.
I mean, I FOIA'd an incident report, and I already knew Josh Abrams' names, but it freaking hell, it came with his address too. So it's like I had to black that out before showing it on screen in my video. It's like, like I'm not willing to dox him, but it's like the fact of the matter is we can find everything. If you have a criminal record or you get involved with the cops, your info's out there.
He was charged by information, so no grand jury. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, Internet God, Krispy Kreme used to be my weakness, but now there's a Ma and Pa donut shop around the corner, and dear God, help me.
I don't even remember the last time I had an actual donut. Yeah. I used to work at Tim Hortons 15 years ago, and I worked midnights. I know, shocker. I worked when everyone was asleep. Shocker, I know. They throw all the donuts away at midnight. So I would just box them all up and take them home every night. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm not going to throw away 4 dozen glazed donuts. Like, I'll just eat that. All right, let's see what they're talking about over there. It's going to be dumb.
Oh.
They were all kinds of confused, and they did not know what to say.
Yeah, you know that video filming that sergeant and stuff?
Yeah.
Wait, whose short is this?
Me about that is just how
Josh.
How it works,
okay, because that comment on the top, he's asking for his ass to get kicked.
Ask him that question. Right, he just volunteered it.
So he's under the impression, Granite Beast came up with a great, it wasn't great, it was pretty shitty conspiracy theory that I'm not going to repeat about SC. And instead of doing any type of research, doing anything really, broken system, broken trust, now just throws it out there. And
oh well, if that's the standard by which information works, then I will say, okay, at one point in his life, Josh Lanto touched little kids.
Hey, I might have some information regarding that, but hey.
Well, I mean, I was just saying that because he had kids at one point in his life, but he doesn't anymore. So I didn't say inappropriately.
It's just pathetic that he's going to, like, he's attacking a deceased, honorably discharged veteran.
Yeah.
Simply because he's a piece of shit human being.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, we already knew he was a piece of shit human being. I mean, that's
you're not
common
wrong.
knowledge. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Down there, we got a truth bomb down there.
No, that's 100% bombs.
And then we detonated the truth bomb, and it sent them running. Oh, but this is the surgeon you're talking about. Here, let me just finish this up for somebody if they want to see the rest of this.
Is that a fair question? What do police do? Pull people over and what?
Right.
They respond to crimes that
He's still playing audio from the time he showed up on SE's panel. My God.
Yeah, I guess he asked them what police officers do, and then asked a traffic cop what police officers do. Again, compared to Broken System, Broken Trust, I am the subject matter expert out of the two of us. Police officers go wherever calls come in from. A traffic
it's also a loaded
officer,
question.
True. Like a traffic officer, we had a traffic department that was like 3 or 4 officers that handled traffic things. Obviously, if you're out on the road just driving around looking for stuff, if you see somebody going 80 and a 50, you're going to pull them over. But we had actual traffic officers. This looks like a traffic officer going, yes, I pull people over. That's what my day consists of. I pull people over. It's like, yes, we had a department and their job was road safety.
But the thing about it, though, is why does he pull them over? He pulls them over because, they're doing something that is against the law.
Exactly.
And his job is to enforce the law.
For some reason, they're under the impression that the traffic officer is just there to pull people over willy-nilly. Just to go like this, that car, I'm pulling that car over.
Yeah.
Like
I've always said that. I've always said that about frauder videos. Like every officer they ever encountered, they didn't wake up that morning and say, you know what, I'm going to totally screw with. Then they say the name of the frauder. It's like they don't know you exist. They don't know until they show up. They get a call from someone who says, yeah, there's some crazy guy here causing a ruckus. You know, can you guys, I don't know, show up and get him to leave or something? And that's it. That's what it consists of.
Thomas B. Have I filed? Thank you for the $5. First off, have you filed the Michael McDonald case? Which one's that? Are you familiar with this one?
Yeah, that's the one I think Artie was covering.
Oh, that was the one. Okay, that's the guy who was like hiding his income.
Yeah, didn't he also like present a forged document and the judge saw right through it and it's like, oh my God, like really? You tried to do that? It's like
So it turns out I am familiar with that case.
Yeah, because the only other time I ever saw that was like on an episode of The People's Court, where like, the person's like, "Oh my God!" Like that, she looked at the 2 documents, like this one's been altered. Like you didn't even do a good job. It's like that she just ruled summary, ruled instantly for the defendant or something, or I don't remember which side it was, but just ruled instantly for the person who didn't forge a document, and the person didn't even want to talk to the guy outside. It's like, well, what'd you expect?
Yeah, so that's why Josh actually said that. He yelled at a traffic cop in Taylor to go investigate crimes and go solve crimes. There's a whole department for that. Like we had a drug department, a investigation department, a traffic department, and then we had to cut like some road officers. And each department was in charge of investigating different things. Like turns out you can't, as a officer, you can't just willy-nilly go, I'm going to go out of my area and I'm going to go investigate something that I have no idea about and hasn't popped up on anybody's radar yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. Say your audio went out for a second.
No, I'm trying to mute it. No, like the drug department was obviously going to investigate the drug crimes. The other department was the domestic assault. That's what they did.
And the white collar unit investigated the embezzlement.
Yeah, and it's like all of these departments do specific things so that they're not spread too thin everywhere and can't cover anything.
Yeah. And the judge advocate general investigated drug use on while attempting to re-enter the base.
And it's just like Josh expects every single officer to do exactly what Josh says. And it's like, Josh, you have this much professional knowledge in policing. If we're sparking up a conversation about meth use, sure, I'll ask your opinion. But since that's never going to come up, you mean nothing to the conversation.
Yeah.
Is their video over yet? Maybe.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, it's a secret. Don't tell anybody. Oh, we got one Galt in the house. Mr. Galt, how are you, sir?
Doing great.
Are you going to porn bomb me?
Has he ever done that?
Of course. It's what I do. What I'm known for on the interweb. I'm a porn.
Oh, I can't hear you, KFARR.
That's because my microphone was muted. No, somebody did it to him the other day, but I don't know who it was or if it even actually happened. It was one of those allegedly things. It's like, I don't let people up on my channel that I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if somebody
Josh,
wanted...
maybe you should...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, somebody did want up from Kick, who I've never seen before. It's like, can I get up on panel? And I'm just like, no, it seems like a bad idea. But Josh is just like, oh, yeah, you can come up. Yeah, you can come up. Like, he let me up. All I did on StreamYard was change my name to like something random. I came up with a horrendous Southern accent, and he let me come up on panel and didn't know it was me. And it's like, maybe you should be a little more careful, Josh.
Yeah. I mean, the way I see it, it's not that hard to porn bomb BSBT. All you have to do is just show up with his photograph as your profile picture, and you're basically just putting on a picture of a really big dick.
Oh. See, I was going to go with a really big pussy.
Yeah,
but...
well, that too, or an asshole. You know, it covers all three. It's the perineum.
I believe Majorly Awesome is his name he uses on his other channel, Bolt Action News, the channel he claims to post all of his court wins and other self-proclaimed victories. It's funny that his name is Bolt Action News when he is a felon and can't own a gun.
Yeah.
That's comical to me. I want to see what Juan Galt has to say.
I hope so too. So, okay, so we talked about the truth bomb thing and the recusing myself thing.
You didn't recuse yourself. The judge recused himself.
Why do you think they're even pursuing this in the first place?
Well, probably because, first of all, you
pissed them off.
They think you violated some kind of law, and secondly, if this is, I don't know which one this is. I think this has to do with driver's license or something. But anyway,
he just
no. This one is police interference.
Oh, okay. Are you? This isn't the any
no.
traffic
He
stuff?
took a plea for that.
No, all that shit's been cleared up. Frog, do you want to? Oh, did you see Frog's
can
video?
Go over there and tell Juan Galt that Josh took a plea deal for that traffic stuff.
Yeah, I've been blocked. I can't say.
Yeah, same. It's really disingenuous to be like, yeah, that was all cleared up. Like, no, you took a plea for that.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't just go away. You pled guilty. Sorry.
By the way, really quick, if he pleaded to that and did a whole deal, then he's practically established jurisdiction for life because he's proven that court can bring charges against him, prosecute him, and can reach a conclusion or a verdict.
Yeah. I want to see if he actually fucking... Yeah, I just don't understand Josh's whole logic for this whole... What is his name? He keeps taking plea deals and not telling anyone.
Oh, God.
The Constitution State.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that do that.
Yeah, the Constitution State regularly takes plea deals, doesn't tell any of his viewers, and then keeps doing the same thing and telling everyone, yeah, it's completely legal. So if it was legal, you would stop taking plea deals, but you're not.
Well, that's the thing I was saying earlier at one point, that plea deals and dismissals, they don't set any precedent. They make no changes to the law. That means that the next person who gets charged with the same crime you were charged with doesn't have anything to reference. They can't reference your case as a way to argue it. Like, you've contributed nothing. You've made no changes. I mean, DMA, at least, complete and utter idiot he was, at least he was saying, oh, if I go to trial for this, my case could establish a precedent. It could be a case law. Well, I mean, technically, yeah, he was right. U.S. versus Cordova, which will probably be the nail in George Metz's coffin because it's an identical case.
Because, yeah, it's a thing now. It's a legitimate thing now.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the first time I see that brought up in his case. Even though it's in a different state, it's technically a federal case. It applies coast to coast.
Let's see here. No, Erica, are we boring you? No, I am running off of like 2 hours of sleep. My body is like 80% caffeine at this point. I found myself trying to read a book at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's how messed up I was. If those guys really wanted to change laws, they would go harass lawmakers and not law enforcers. Yes.
Exactly. They're
but
not.
With that, there's a little part where harassing law enforcers is more okay than harassing lawmakers. If you like Josh, if he threatens to blow up a lawmaker, that's how you go to big boy prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, there would not have been any Zoom thing. He would just disappear.
There was something I was thinking about. I know it's a stretch, and I know that in the spirit of things, I know what it really means. But I was thinking, I was reading the First Amendment, and I noticed that the first thing it says was Congress shall not, then it goes on to say any law that interferes with religion, free speech, all this stuff. But I'm thinking to myself, well, okay, Congress, that's the legislative branch of our government. Well, it doesn't mention the other two, which is the executive and the judicial. And technically, police are an extension of the executive branch. So if they actually were so diehard with the First Amendment, they'd have to agree that technically the only part of the government that can't interfere are legislative, but cops and judges, they don't have to respect your First Amendment right. Just saying, Congress can't pass a law that interferes with you, but right there on out on the street or in the courtroom, nope, doesn't apply. Now, like I said, I'm probably wrong. I know it means it's more than that, but just saying, like, if by their logic,
there's a number of frauditors banned from the mayor's buildings. I'm not shocked by that. Like, not at all.
And on another note that I often laugh at is, like they show up to do FOIA requests, but any FOIA request I've ever made, and bear in mind, most of the time I'm not even in the same state where these things happen. I don't think I've ever FOIA requested anything in California. I have actually FOIA requested stuff from as far away as Boston or Massachusetts. I mean, because of Abrams, and I never had to leave my house to do it. So it's like, and these guys, when they're told, you can do it online, they say, well, yeah, but you have, but I have the option to get it in person. Yes, you have the option. Doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed. Technology exists to make it easier, more accessible. If anything, FOIA has become.
Nope. FOIA has become, and then tones broke up.
All right. Well, FOIA has become easier for us all.
1,000%.
And yet these guys, like, they want to use an archaic method of, I want to show up and I can just scribble on a piece of paper. It's like, no, there is a prepared form. You could go.
Do you have a piece of paper and a pencil?
Yeah.
It's like, I do, but I'd rather you not touch them.
Exactly. It's like they've gone through all this trouble to put it in place so you can make a request. And yet these guys insist on choosing the most difficult way possible.
All right. So someone who shall go unnamed shared something with me earlier, and we're going to watch that instead of Josh. But it's Josh related. And I was just reminded about it. So this is a White Lake, Michigan man sentenced for threatening a judge. And this is from, I believe, I think it'll show us here in a second. A White Lake man will serve even more prison time after making threats against an Ingham County judge. Sounds familiar. On Wednesday, 43-year-old Christopher Schenberger was sentenced to 58 to 240 months behind bars after earlier pleading guilty to one count of attempted false report or threat of terrorism as a habitual fourth-time offender for threatening his sentencing judge. So yeah, it turns out when you threaten the judge on your case, that's not a good look.
Yep. Well, my inner Mel Brooks referencing ass has to bring up Gene Wilder. What's the matter with the people? I was joking. Haven't you heard a joke when you hear one? Like basically that. It's like Josh is like thinking, you just interpreted it as a threat. Like you think you believe it means that. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your intentions were. You still said it. You still said that that a bomb was going to go off. It's like that. It's like you can't say that.
Schenberger wrote in a letter that if he were required to serve his maximum sentence, he would put everyone's name on that docket on a slip of paper to go in a jar or whatever, and whoever's name he picked out would be unalived, plain and simple.
Idiot.
That's not a good look.
Yeah, that is stupid.
How many of these people are named Christopher? Oh, the same amount of people who seem to be named Josh. Let's see what dipshit's doing. I might call it here soon, guys.
I was gonna say, man, if you're tired, if you want to call it a night, don't let me keep you up.
So, as per usual, I try to go to sleep at a decent time. So my watch says, "Hey, 2:00. You should go to bed." And and then I lay there for 4 more hours, and it's just not a good look. Peg Leg Finance, you should 1000% stream that because I've been waiting for that to happen for years. The Bryce Rhodes trial. Do you know which one that is?
I've never heard of it, but I mean, I'm reading the rest of it. He was charged for threatening his judge. Yeah, threatening your judge is not a good idea.
Oh,
ever.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, Peg Leg Finance, you can correct me if I'm wrong. He unalived someone and had 2 witnesses that were like teenagers that he was like cool with. And then he became not cool with them and unalived them as well. And now he keeps trying to come at every single judge that is in front of him. He claimed one was he was a man, that he was sleeping with the judge, and that they were both like white supremacists, and that's why they're going so hard on him. And it's like, no, you unalived 3 people.
Yeah. It reminds me of what is it, Blandino's idea. Like he says, if I come up with an excuse for every single judge in the entire district to recuse themselves, then no one could ever preside over my case. It'll just be stuck in limbo forever. By the way, Chief M80, there are times where I wish that existed. Believe me, That's all. I'll say no more.
Oh, Michael Lloyd, I have given up on good sleep. I'll probably just drink more coffee. I've already got 1 pot down this stream, so that's exciting. Are they?
I had to stop drinking coffee.
I quit cold turkey, and then I drink 6 pots a day, and then I quit cold turkey. It's like a weird thing. Don't forget the guy in Colorado who was sentenced to prison for making actual threats to a judge. Where was what's his nuts? Where was Eric Brandt from?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's just been so long.
I mean, to be honest, all these guys' names just blur together. I just, I can't keep track of them all. I mean, even today, like when, I'm sure anyone who watched Fraud Trolls video, they know about it. Riverside Accountability and 7 other people got busted by the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department as part of a Operation Accountability, where they basically, busted all of them because they were filming themselves committing crimes.
Couldn't have named it better.
Oh yeah, fantastic thing. But part of me was thinking to myself, I actually sent an email to the public
Eric
affairs
Brandt was
people.
Colorado.
Oh yeah, I sent an email to their public affairs department because I said anyone has any questions in the wake of the press conference. I said, yeah, I emailed them and I pretty much asked them, was like, now that you've done this, are you guys aware of other individuals who do the exact same thing? And they're actually known associates of one of the 8 people that you've arrested. And I sent them 2 links. Now, to be fair, they're from the year 2021, but they showed like a video where SGV News had filmed Riverside Accountability actually pepper spray a woman for grabbing his camera, and the reason she grabbed it was because he was using the stick to peer over a privacy fence, which I don't know what the rules are. A little sketchy on that. I'm sure an expert could explain it better, but if a fence is in place to prevent a casual person walking by from looking into their private property, if you have to use something to circumvent it, I feel like that should be considered a violation of privacy. So I feel like the woman was justified in stopping him from doing that, but because she grabbed his camera, he just unloaded his pepper spray into her face, and the poor woman had to be aided by EMTs. All the while, SGV's doing his fake, whatever the hell, Stan accent. And I hate it. Yeah, I hate it too. And what's funny is he breaks character so many times. It's like you make it obvious that your voice is fake. The cops know your accent is fake. And then the other one that really pushed me over the edge that I sent them is him and Pedro Libre harassing a church. Oh yeah.
So Direct D is still on the run. They still haven't found that dude.
Well, Yeah, Fakistan. Thank you, Walter. But yeah, he's on the. You know, the thing is, if he's on the run, if he's stupid, he'll make videos again, and then we'll be able to piece together where he is. I mean, I almost tracked down where Chili was when he was in Michigan.
Well,
I was so close.
Yeah.
I knew
God,
he was
we tried so
I knew
hard.
he was at a BP station. I knew that what was in the parking lot, what was
What was
across
that?
the street. Yeah. But
He was like in the parking lot of some like party store that sold cheese. And it just happens that every single city in every, Michigan town has a party store that also sells cheese.
But the challenge was I was trying to find one that also had a McDonald's built attached to it, and there was something across the street as well. So it's like I was so close. I think he was in northern Michigan.
So apparently Juan Galt is arguing with Josh.
Oh, this should be fun.
Real life legal procedure answers.
And this is real world examples. How can you say this is made up?
Well, they're real world. I'm giving real world examples to your questions then by real world legal procedure.
Okay, one quick question, Mr. Galt. Sovereign Dirt said, why show up because of death threats? And then Sovereign Dirt just threw out a truth bomb and it exploded all over this room. Do you feel threatened by that truth bomb?
I have no idea what truth bomb you're talking about.
The truth bomb that Sovereign Dirt just said, and it just blew up all over this channel. I'm just asking, did anybody feel threatened by that truth bomb going off?
Well, to be fair, I'd be threatened if he was going to blow up all over the place. I mean,
because I didn't feel threatened by it at all. I thought it was a nice truth bomb.
I didn't see any truth bomb.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Do you think Slavin would be threatened by that truth bomb?
I don't think Slavin considered that 100 to equal truth.
Because he's a moron?
Because it means 100, not truth.
Because he doesn't know the lingo or your interpretation of it. I went and looked up that emoji, and it didn't always say it meant truth.
What did it say in your? Is it the same dictionary you use to define a South Sid as somebody trying to skirt the law or skirt responsibility for driving without a license?
Well, that's just common sense.
I've never made that definition. That's just, you haven't looked at my definition on my YouTube channel, evidently.
Because I go by your actions, not your words. Like your actions indicate that you think a South Sid is anybody that has any understanding of common law, or you call them pseudo lawyers, right?
Well, because they have no idea when they say common law. You define common law for me, and you show me where that is what common law means. You can't.
I'm not trying
it doesn't mean what you think it does.
Well, yeah, of course it doesn't mean what I think it means. And then you tell me that legalese is like not a language spoken in the courts when all you have to do is a simple Google search. What is legalese? And it tells you it's the lingo used in the court system.
No, it doesn't say that.
That's on Sovereign Citizen website.
You want me to Google it right now?
Yeah, because I Googled it. I've Googled it too, and it doesn't say that.
Hold on, I'm Googling that shit right now.
So
anyways, so back to the questions I was asking, right, about proof of jurisdiction. Since it could always be lacking, isn't it reasonable to ask for proof of jurisdiction? The obvious answer to that is yes. Like that's the next logical.
But it's not reasonable.
Why is it not reasonable?
Legalese, the formal and technical language of legal documents that is often hard to understand. That's the definition.
Right, often hard to understand. Often hard.
Yeah, if you're talking about a legal document like a contract. Contract's about the only place that legalese is used today.
Okay, isn't every traffic ticket a contract?
No.
It's not?
No.
It doesn't have obligations on it?
It's a summons.
But a contract.
It's a charging document. It's a summons.
That is a written contract is anything in writing that is agreed to by.
Are we about to get a reading from Black's Law 4th edition?
Oh, jeez.
Probably.
I already know Bearded Idiot's going to say something stupid.
He was talking earlier about how he was booked in under people and they didn't get him for like disguise ID, false identification, stuff like that. And it's just like, bro, what did your parents name you? Your parents didn't name you homeless people.
Yeah.
Taking a poll, what kind of dressing would everyone like with their salad? I'm
The
assuming
word
she's talking
salad.
about Very word salad.
I don't know. That's not ranch. Josh just exploded all over it.
No, yeah, that truth bomb went off all up in his word salad.
Yeah.
God, it's so gross.
It is. That's funny. As I said, what was the name your parents gave you? My parents didn't give me a name. Well, your parents didn't love you, fuckface.
Yeah. In fact, law schools are trying to get rid of legalese and get new lawyers to use plain English.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a big blow to Josh's script.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, and I hate to say it, it's because, well, let's be honest, a lot of common people may not understand it. I mean, some people say Idiocracy is a comedy. I think it's a documentary that just that's been made in advance. But yeah, we do need to make it simpler for, we do need to make it simple for people because they can't aid in their own defense if it's all nothing but big words they can't understand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Christopher Ruff threatened a judge and 3 Mesa Cup. Yeah. Oh no, that's Direct D.
Yeah, and then that's not what I meant.
Doesn't matter what you meant. It's how it's interpreted. That's what they don't understand. It's not, because think about it. Like if someone, if you say something, I'm going to go to the courthouse and blow it up. And by the way, NSA, if you're listening, I'm being rhetorical here, or hypothetical here. If you say that, that could mean a lot of things. That could mean that I'm going to Taco Bell for lunch, then I'm going to go to the public bathroom there. There you go. Or I'm going to, go and, get on social media outside and do a vlog saying, "Hey, what up, y'all? I'm here," stuff like that. It's like it can mean any number of things. But the point is, if you say that sentence, it doesn't matter what your intentions are. That's all they heard.
Well, that's what's it called? Jesus Christ. That's like when my dog just completely barked the thought right out of my head. Oh God. Oh, Josh with the truth bomb comment.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, that's what it means." Well, that's what it means to you.
Yeah.
To the judge, it means you're 100% going to bomb him.
Yeah.
Like just because you take it one way doesn't mean everyone else is going to interpret it in that same way.
Precisely. It's just it's not about what you thought it meant. It's about how the other side interpreted it.
Exactly.
I mean, think about it. Like a person could actually get in trouble for robbing someone with a toy gun, even though. But I knew it wasn't real. Doesn't matter. The other person didn't know it was fake. Like that's the point. Like it's how is it from their perspective?
Dear Lord. All right, let's see if he's still yelling at Josh.
So the judge was
I
not
need to stop yelling. God.
That's right.
So the judge is not listening, according to Mr. Galt.
That's right. You heard it here first. And now answer my question. Did you find where jurisdiction is an element of a crime? You were going to do that for us all. Did you do it? And where is it?
I'm still looking.
Yeah, you'll look until hell freezes over.
Oh, no. Guess what, Mr. Galt? Guess what, Mr. Galt?
What?
Nothing. I didn't have anything to say. What were you trying to say, Mr. Galt?
If you look at it, all they talk about as far as jurisdiction is what courts have jurisdiction over. They don't
what kind of businesses do you run, Mr. Galt?
I've heard lots.
Well, let me just say this. I closed
judges.
the deal last week. I sold one of my apartment complexes. I have a lot of strip centers that have businesses in them. I have a lot.
Well, why don't you buy the property that's close to me and we can convert it into a park where my kids can come play? And we'll set up like vendors and ice cream cones, and I'll teach my kids how to run a business.
Because you don't know
can
how
do
to
that
run a
without
business.
me if you're any kind of man.
Oh, shots fired.
I'm trying to attract investors.
Yeah, you
Josh,
don't have much to offer.
he can't invest in his own life. Who's going to want to invest in
Mr.
his?
Galt, you chose on a Friday night to come talk to a guy who doesn't have much to offer.
Yeah, because all the wife and the daughters and granddaughters are
Hey, if somebody wants to go over there and tell Juan Galt he's more than
He's welcome to come over
welcome
here.
on my stream.
I mean, to be fair,
He can come over here.
My response to that would be to Josh, Josh, yeah, have you heard of the concept of mindless entertainment? I'm here to watch something that's mindless. If I want to watch something sophisticated,
This is a car crash.
Yeah.
That's what Josh's channel is, and I can't not look at it.
Yeah, I'm watching a slow-moving train wreck.
Yeah, you should buy some land near my house so I can build a park and my kids can play there. You don't have custody of your daughter.
Yeah, you don't.
To my knowledge, you haven't seen your son in months. You know how I know that? Because if you did see your son, you would have put it on your YouTube page or your Facebook, and you haven't. God.
Yeah, somebody should tell Juan. He'd be better off coming to
so
talk
he's
to
got
us.
all my.
Yeah, if he wants to come over here, I will gladly take Juan Galt on my panel all day, every day.
I mean, there were times if he had an open link, I was almost tempted to go over there. It's like I would just go, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." Then I just show up and just, I don't know, porn bomb him. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually do that.
Let's see. I want to see Josh say, Juan Galt, they want you over on KFARR's channel.
Of talking to you and watching your videos, which I've watched your videos. I haven't watched the recent one, but
Well, thank you.
But you could have, just like in that video that BSBT showed, where that wrestler was munching his in that guy's face. You could be totally munching somebody's wiener, and you'd
Hey,
be like,
Mrs.
I'm
SC.
winning.
Yes.
You just claim that you win.
Right.
Well, let me put it this way.
And it doesn't get validated by anybody outside that echo chamber.
Okay, Yusef L claims that an all caps name means something in a court of law. It means that it's a straw man and it's not really you, and it has a special meaning in court.
It means he's going to own your ass, Mr. Galt.
I produced about 10 cases and had plenty more to produce that showed that the court says that's bullshit. It means absolutely nothing. It has no legal significance whatsoever. And he could not rebut that and has not yet rebutted that because he can't.
Say it, Josh.
Yeah, did Yusef ever kill anybody and then try to hide his identity from YouTube and then claim to be a veteran but not be a war hero?
Oh, let me think. No.
And I bet you he's going to try to
Right.
bring up Wrangler.
Yusef isn't that bad of a guy. He might misinterpret the law, but that might be it.
Well, he's just an ex-con man. That's what he is. I mean, you know.
So, isn't everybody on YouTube like that you associate with? Aren't they kind of con men in their own right? Like the KFARRs of the world, the Dummy Krugers, you associate with Artie.
I don't associate with any of those people.
I can attest to that.
Artie.
I associate with Artie through YouTube.
Love me,
do,
Juan Galt.
Pretty much.
Love
That's
me.
about it.
And then Kick. I see you floating around with Kick once in a while, too.
I haven't seen anything from Kip in probably a couple years.
So, anyways, well, this is what Frog UK said, by the way. I have this up on the screen right now. But wouldn't you know it, like, without an attorney, Mr. Galt? Like, without an attorney, right? Because here's the title of the video. It's Broken System Does Plea Deal on 5 cases. And then look, the courts never learn until the repeat offender does something truly horrific. And then the justice system in America is both hilarious and ridiculous in equal measure. Prosecutors just want to plea and lighten their workloads. And look at this. All these folks are just condemning their government. Look at these. Have you seen these?
Okay, let me get this straight. He's bragging how they're.
Have you seen these comments bitching about the government?
Okay, he's condemning the fact that everyone's bitching that the government let him off the hook.
I bitch about the government all the time.
He'd be bitching if the government didn't let him off the hook and threw the book at him.
I bitch at him so much.
So this one guy said the waived fines for the no insurance is really maddening one. It should cost dearly if you're driving around and can't take responsibility if you're involved in an accident. The vehicle I was driving around in was insured, right? It was insured.
I don't know.
If that's one,
I know
of the
there's some.
charges.
I know there's some states that it's a heavy fine. I think I heard in Canada or something they just take your damn car if you don't have insurance.
Oh, wouldn't surprise me. Let's see.
Say something dumb, Josh.
No wonder the cops in the U.S. Here, I'll read this one, right? No wonder the cops in the U.S. are leaving in droves. I hope I am responsible for that, Mr. Galt. Do you know that? I hope I am responsible for as many cops punching their ticket to the unemployment line or to a different career path. I hope I am single-handedly responsible for as many of those as possible.
I'm sure you do.
Okay, so
Wait, wait.
who
So who does he call? Who's he going to call when someone decides to come kick
who
his
in their
ass?
right mind wants to work in such
It
a
always
toxic
goes
workplace?
to
They have always
what's
had
it called?
hate for criminals. They're arresting
It
too many
always
people.
goes
Sudden,
to
well,
they want to be live in the
breaking a
whole
traffic law,
anarchy
traffic
society,
ordinance is
and it's
not
like you said,
a
who are you going to
violation of the
call?
law,
Yeah.
is it?
I mean,
The only thing keeping you from
So
the only
a
thing
law,
keeping you breathing is
not
the
a
police.
statute, a
Yeah,
code,
because I was going to say, I mean, I don't know if
ordinance.
Erica's still here. It's like, yeah, what if your husband decided to beat the crap out of him? Well, if there's no police to show up to stop it, you know, he could, he can go all the way with him.
What do you mean civil claims court?
A traffic ordinance. Why is it civil claims instead of?
It's not civil claims in your court, is it?
Do they operate under dual jurisdiction?
I just asked you a question.
Well, but I wanted to know: do they operate under dual jurisdiction?
Is your case in a civil court?
The civil infractions, yeah. But there was a misdemeanor. They tried to escalate the one to a misdemeanor, driving on suspended license. That's a
Okay,
misdemeanor.
what is a civil infraction?
It's something that that I have never seen a private civilian have any obligation to follow.
Okay, I'll give you a real quick
That's
lesson
your
here.
opinion.
It's three types of crime. Three types of crime.
Juan Gall will
Felony,
learn you.
which is the big one, which means
misdemeanor.
Just let me finish. Felony means possibility of being in jail over a year. Misdemeanor, it means a possibility of being in jail up to a year. And then the third one, the lowest one, is called an infraction. And that is no jail time, just a civil penalty like a fine. So there's no criminal type of punishment, which when they say criminal punishment, they mean potential of being put behind bars.
Yeah, doesn't crime mean that there's loss, injury, and harm?
No.
Officially, you're gonna cut. Do you want to look up the etymology of?
No, I can look up
crime?
the legal definition.
Well, that's
of crime.
an etymology fallacy, and I don't deal in those logical fallacies.
Oh,
so
get
what
'em.
we do,
So you don't deal in that.
we use the
You deal
definition
in
of
law,
words
but you
today.
don't deal in etymology of the words.
No, because that's a fallacy.
Mr. Gall-
Etymological fallacy, logical fallacy. Look it up.
Is that like going to Yale makes you smart? Is that a fallacy?
No, because
That is a great.
no, because you're already smart just to get into.
Yeah, it's
Yale.
true. They won't
You
let you in if
have
you're
to
an
be
idiot.
smart to get even to
Yeah, you have to.
Okay,
some
so
sort
here,
of-
look, I looked up the etymology of the word crime, Mr.
look up
Gall.
the definition.
The
of it.
origin is from Latin "samir," to judge, Latin "crimen" or "crimen," whatever, judgment, offense, and in Old French it comes down to crime, wickedness, sin. Middle English in the sense wickedness, sin, via Old French from Latin crime and judgment, offense, based on to judge. So
that doesn't mean
my question
Yeah,
on the
that has
etymology
nothing to
of
do
the
with
word
loss, injury, or
crime
harm.
here. My question to this is there any wickedness or sin to not having a piece of plastic renewed from for a driver's license?
Yes.
Is there wickedness or sin involved in that?
We don't use that definition in crime in the United States.
I would say
2023.
yes.
But
So why don't you look up? Why don't you
anyway?
type in
Is it
crime
wicked? Is it
definition
sin?
legal?
Why can't you just answer the question, Juan?
Right. Why do you have to
Is
be
there
so
wickedness
wishy-washy
or
about?
sin?
Yeah, you're not going to get in trouble by answering honestly.
I am answering honestly. How dare you?
No, you're giving them a runaround. You're like, Jenny, won't you lose my number? 8675309. You're not answering the
God.
questions.
Yeah, I am.
So Josh wanted the definition
Oh, poor
of
Juan.
crime. He said, "Does XYZ mean what was it, injury or loss or harm?" And Juan said no. And he said, "Oh, we need to look up the etymology of the word crime." And Juan said, "No, you need to look up the legal definition of crime." I just posted the legal definition of crime, which doesn't have anything to do with what Josh just said. And it's just like, but Juan Galt is giving them a runaround by asking for the legal definition of crime and not the etymology of the word, which still doesn't agree with him.
I feel like Josh's entire legal strategy is just frustrate the hell out of people until they quit. That's all it really is. I think that's the only reason this is happening. Like, I mean, if I were Juan, I would leave only because you're never going to convince him otherwise. And he is losing, so he's deflecting by basically just playing really, really extra stupid. That's all that's happening.
Let's see here. Let's go live.
And
So
they all know what long goal means.
Most of them that have seen my videos do, yeah.
Right, and I know what your actions say. And your actions say that anybody that takes an interest in law, everything is a fair.
Not everybody that I take an interest in law. I'm one of those people you're talking about.
Yeah, do you think KFARR is capable of comprehending law?
Yes.
Well, not to the degree that he thinks he does.
Oh, not to the degree that he thinks he does. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
okay, here we go. Are you
Ouch.
ready for this? This is my definition of a sovereign citizen that I've used throughout the whole time I've been on YouTube, and it's someone who promotes, parrots, agrees with, supports, and/or believes in their own interpretations of law, court decisions, and legal procedure and evidence, aka pseudo-law, and/or those who use pseudo-law in an attempt to avoid the consequences of their actions, usually a traffic violation.
Yeah, peg leg finance.
Okay, so I've heard that definition a ton of times, but it doesn't match what your actions are. But my sister, somebody said in KFAR's chat, they were, I think, talking about me and asking, let's see, does he just love the sound of his own voice? And the answer to that is yes. No, wait, Navy Texas Ranch says, no clue, Erica. Does he think he has a good voice? If you're talking about me, fuck yeah, I have a sexy voice. I have a beautiful voice.
You sound like Sylvester
I learned to love my voice, and you should too. People, do you want to speak to that?
To your voice? No, but I do want to talk about.
He wouldn't give him the satisfaction of saying his voice is good.
Because it said,
He's not that good a liar.
I can't quote it precisely, but I think it said something about believing in their own interpretation of the law. In
Archangel wonders if
and
Josh
legal
can whistle.
procedure and evidence.
Okay. Well, every time a case is argued, okay, in a court, there's always at least two sides. And both attorneys, if there are attorneys, they're required to argue for their client's best interest. So at least one of them, if not both of them, is always arguing their interpretation of the law and the procedure and the evidence.
Is Mr. Galt still there?
Yeah, he's still here. I wanted to make sure he was finished.
So, I just think that's an admission that you just admitted that every attorney is a sovereign citizen. I think you did that.
Well, attorneys don't interpret the law in the fashion that you're talking about, like sovsits do, that I have to consent. There's no sovsit arguments that an attorney would make that I've heard so far. So they don't interpret the law the way that you're intimating they do, or that I am when I say sovsits have their interpretation of law.
Well, you didn't say that in your definition.
Well, no, because that would be a long ass definition. But I said their own. I said their own interpretation.
Definition up for everybody.
I said their own interpretation, people. Their own. That was the qualifier.
Doesn't every lawyer argue their own interpretation?
No, they do not.
Whose interpretation are they arguing?
They don't. You don't argue interpretations of law. You argue the facts. And
as they interpret them.
Well, how they interpret the facts, yeah, sure.
So
they always try to interpret the facts in the best light of their client, and maybe
their client, but they don't do that. And somebody requested in KFAR's chat that I say suffer and succotash, so I had to get that out of the way. But go ahead and argue about the facts.
Well, I'm just saying that they'll try to impeach the other side's witness that has some testimony about the facts, because the facts are going to determine whether or not the law is going to the one that this guy broke. So you don't really argue the law.
As many times you do. I mean, if you watch
you argue it in a constitutional sense, sure. I've argued the law in a constitutional
Juan,
challenge.
let me
for
finish
sure.
the fucking sentence, Juan.
I do, and I
Okay?
shut up when you.
No, you don't.
After you talk.
Right? I've watched many court cases, and you know, lots of times they're arguing over emotion, like, oh, is this admissible? Is this not admissible? Was that hearsay? Did they violate a rule of evidence? And both sides are going back and forth, and both of them are saying something completely fucking opposite.
Yeah, and at the end, it determines which one is the one
And
that
the
falls
judge,
in line.
and that's a procedural. The rules of procedure are evidence.
But they both seem to be interpreting the law differently.
God, they're
Well,
not
it's not the
interpreting
law.
the law.
It's just the rules. They're interpreting the rules. The law is a different subject.
No, they might be like, oh, according to Rule 37B, the defense has to provide this to the prosecution 30 days before bringing in court, and they violated Rule 37B, and then the defense gets up and they're like, well, according to Rule 7C, in this one exception, we can do this, blah, blah, blah. So they're arguing the interpretation of the law.
No, of the rules, like you said. The rules. It's not the law. It's the rules, court rules, procedure rules. Those aren't necessarily laws.
Well, didn't you say of the law, procedure, and evidence in your definition?
I said interpretate their own interpretations of law, court decisions, and legal procedure and evidence. In other words, like they misinterpreted. Let me finish. Let me apply it. And let you see what I'm talking about. Explain it to
separate things.
As far as the legal procedure and evidence, meaning Josh's question of you got any factual evidence of jurisdiction? Okay.
No, it's
that's
not it.
That's their interpretation. What they think procedure is.
Right. They want to interpret the question that I ask instead of answering the question that I actually asked.
And that's
my problem with them, Mr. Gall.
And that's what makes you a sovereign citizen.
No, that's what makes them fucking full of shit.
Okay.
He's getting triggered now.
I mean, doesn't a sovereign citizen?
Josh is losing when he gets angry.
They're sovereign.
Oh yeah.
They can think whatever the fuck they want. I'm just saying what they think about
in
law.
order to be a sovereign citizen, don't you need to think you're sovereign?
No.
No, all you have to do is just think. As far as my definition, I gave it to you. There it is in a nutshell. Don't try to go beyond it. That's it.
I didn't try to go beyond it.
Okay.
And then you tried to go beyond it.
No, I'm just telling you that it.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Of course, it's a great point, Josh.
You described every attorney in the history of the world with your definition of sovereign citizen.
In your opinion,
you tried to go beyond your definition and say something along the lines of, well, they don't make the arguments that sob sits make, which wasn't part of your definition.
No, I'm saying that their interpretation of law is not what a attorney would make, because their interpretation of law is not correct. It's pseudo law.
So are you expanding on your definition, or are you changing your definition?
I'm clarifying my definition to answer people's. I'm trying to paint the picture for what I mean about these.
No, it sounded to me like you were changing it.
No, I'm just clarifying. Maybe I'm expanding on it because he's getting into it a little deeper. So I'm
it's like Juan tried to give a broad definition, and then this guy's like, well, under this one single circumstance, how do you feel about that?
This is why I can't. This is why I can't debate a frauditor or a sovereign citizen, because I would just say, like, well, that's just because you didn't understand it. It's not my responsibility to make sure you're not stupid. If you don't understand it, that's your problem.
The goalposts are always moving for Josh.
Huh?
The attorney for Marbury.
The goalposts are always moving.
Yeah,
that's why I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was like, just because you didn't understand, it's like, well,
okay,
boo-hoo.
And the court decided that they didn't have jurisdiction.
For the political question.
Oh, this is about where Juan Gall goes off the rails.
I love how like, Josh preemptively says that. So that means that any argument he gives, suddenly it's going to not have credibility.
It's been so long since I've done that, and you're getting very pedantic in it. So
Pedantic?
Yeah.
Marbury versus Madison from 1803.
Right.
One of the most famous cases of all time.
Right.
I mean, it's no Terry
Been a long
versus
time.
Ohio.
Let me refresh
They
you.
don't study that at Yale or in Minnesota.
Of
Neither
course.
Minnesota nor Yale studied Marbury versus Madison.
So
Okay.
The bottom line
Josh's
was
entire
Marbury
mentality is
versus
he didn't go to
Madison was a
Yale, so
case
therefore
about
people who go
a
to Yale are
political
stupid
question.
and he's smart.
Can a certain political division of
I've actually had this conversation with Rogue Nation. Rogue Nation didn't go to college.
Yeah.
Therefore, anyone who went to college is indoctrinated.
No, they
And
just
it's
know
just
better
like,
than
actually,
him.
no, it just means I know more than you. Exactly. That's Josh's logic. I didn't go to Yale. You did. Therefore, Yale is bad.
Yeah.
the government do this particular act? And the court says, well, our purview is to interpret the Constitution, but we cannot address political questions.
That is not the decision of the court. The court found that it did
And
not
how do
have
you know,
original
fucking people?
jurisdiction in the case, right? Which is what the nuke was asking, right? The under Jefferson was asking because under Adams as president, Marbury was nominated to be a judge. And when Jefferson came in and his new Secretary of State, who was in charge of the nominations, did not forward that nomination and instead threw it in the garbage. And although the nomination was sitting there signed and approved by the previous Secretary of State, who happened to be involved in the case, right? He was it was John Marshall himself, the Supreme Court judge. He was the Secretary of State under Adams, and he had nominated Marbury to be a judge and signed it and approved it and left it on his desk for the incoming Secretary of State under Jefferson. And that incoming Secretary of State promptly threw that nomination away. And so Marbury sued and asked the Supreme Court to force the incoming Secretary of State to honor that nomination. And the Supreme Court ruled that they didn't have jurisdiction to decide the case. Okay, not anything about it.
What does this have to do with the price of tea in China?
It was that they didn't have original jurisdiction.
Yeah, so it wasn't a political question then.
Well, to be fair, when the United States became a country, there was a new country to export tea to, so the price went up in response to increased demand.
225, right? Is that the court can?
Oh God! All right, I'm done listening.
I was about to say too. I mean, I'm worn out. I mean, Juan can hold his own, but at times I'm thinking, dude, I would bail. It's you're at this point, you're talking to a brick wall. If anything, the brick wall would have achieved sentience and retorted by now.
It is possible to not.
It's not him talking to people that want to learn. They're not listening to learn. They're listening to respond.
Yeah, that's all they do.
It's not going well for their responses.
Yeah. Plus my eyes are hot. My my blood pressure is definitely up. My heart rate's increased. So it's like damn it, Josh.
All right, guys. We had a good run.
Yeah, I guess you're worn out too.
Yeah. All right, folks. I'm about to attempt to go to bed, which may or may not work because it's only 10 o'clock. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Tones, you got anything in the works you want to talk about?
Honestly, I was probably just gonna take it easy for the rest of the holiday because we're getting closer to Christmas. I did Christmas specials the last 2 years in a row, but honestly, nothing's coming to me. I can't think of a Christmas song to do a parody of, and I don't think I could write lyrics for one in time. So I may not do a Christmas special this year. Although I could always just put hallelujah to Rogue Nation's mugshot in the court document that says he's facing 8 federal charges. Like that'll work.
I'd watch that.
I might as well
All
do
right,
that.
guys, just so you know, as we're about to get off here, we have 137 people in chat still. We had up
nice.
to like 250 something. Josh has 8.
God. Oh.
So there's that. I think we won. We won the battle.
Yeah.
I think right now well, let me check this real quick. Is that the real Josh or the fake Josh?
Usually Josh doesn't say that kind of stuff. I think it's the fake one. Let me see if I can
go to channel. Oh, it's the real Josh.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah,
Fuck
so
face?
I think I have more views. The 254 people I had in here, I believe that's more views than Josh's live stream's probably going to get in general. Oh yeah, shoot.
Oh, I'm sorry. C Roach makes a good point. I am so sorry. This is why I don't stream. I have no filter without a script.
Oh, that's fine. It's gonna be yellow anyway.
Yeah. My tasing video got to end up being yellow.
Yeah, let me know when you do that video or those streams, because I would definitely. I was going to make some videos on him a year and a half ago because I found his case so interesting on how absolutely insane he is being in court. Josh, you couldn't roast me like in general. Like you've got nothing. We outlasted Tones over Thongs it. This like that's not even a good joke.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even wear underpants, so
it's like, Josh, this is how we can play this game. Here and go, damn, you're a domestic abuser, a convicted domestic abuser. Once you do that, you'll realize that you will never roast me. Sorry. Josh, I have a question. Do you have custody of your daughter? No? Then you can't roast me. Are you paying child support or buying your son Christmas gifts? No? Then you can't roast me. Anywho, everyone. I'm going to...
It'll show up any second now. Where is it at? Come on. There it is. There.
Thanks so much.
Whatever you would have lost, I've repaid. There.
I appreciate it. Oh God. All right. Everybody have a good, what is it, Friday?
Oh yeah, it's Friday.
Have a good weekend. If you watch sports, good luck to your teams. Be safe. Don't be Josh. Don't be a sovereign citizen.
Be well, and remember Josh Lantos, a bitch and a bad dad.
Correct. All right.